92.2 Kansas City in Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, lights are on. Airwaves are rolling. It's a Tuesday morning. Warm front moved through this morning. It was only 17, not -6.
It's a huge difference, man. That's 20 degrees or whatever it is, you know. I didn't even wear a coat today. It's all balmy outside.
I definitely still rock the jacket. Still cool.
I actually just forgot.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to lie. When I got in the car, took
Well,
off
there
my...
are people that are like anti-coat people.
Oh, yeah.
They don't the process of having to take it off and carry it with you into the restaurant or to the movie theater, whatever it may be. Just people are like, oh, well. Like the people that wear shorts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's still short guy out there.
Oh, yeah.
Saw one at the store the other day. Yesterday.
Yesterday you did.
Yeah.
Wow. Guy in shorts. Let me guess. Cargos.
I think they were just like basketball shorts.
Sunglasses on.
Basketball shorts, quarters in.
Truck.
Nope.
No. Wow. All right.
Is Binkley repping shorts?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, his rule is 32 degrees or below is pant weather.
Okay.
A.K.A.
Acceptable.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
Sweatpants.
Yeah. I think Scott Parks is like the same way.
Parks is that way as well. Yeah. He wears shorts all the time, too.
I would
Yeah.
like to know the theory because, like, my buddy wears shorts a ton. Like, we'll wear them today probably if I see him. And I'll ask him why. He's like, well, I'm only out of my house. My car's in the garage.
Right.
I walk 3 steps to my office, and then I'm back in the garage. So, like, I'm just going to be comfortable. I was
Yeah,
like, that's fair.
I don't blame him for that. If you're sitting at home and working and doing that kind of thing, sure, wear whatever you want, be comfortable. But if you're going out in 2-degree weather, I mean, shorts is a little bit much for me. I don't know.
I just really enjoy sweatpants.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy Mac.
Thanks, Arnold.
You ever seen Predator?
Yes.
Great movie.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself there for a second. Well, there's a lot of ways I could go with that one.
You don't love hearing my name screamed?
Dylan!
Oh, God. Got about 18 different things going on in my mind when it comes to that, but whatever.
yeah, I can relate.
Yeah.
Pounded this week.
It's Tuesday.
I just want to win, Jen.
Getting a look at Hannah's vocab later.
Former coaches, man, that stuff's good.
Well, Arnold was governor.
Yes, he was, yeah. I love
Go
Arnold.
Chargers, go.
Yeah, my buddy and I got his app. We're now doing all his workouts. I started yesterday, promptly re-injured my leg at home. Fell in the snow yesterday trying to chase the dog around and play with her outside, a little bit.
Yeah.
49-year-old man almost, probably not the best. I had 2 weeks where I hurt my leg and it was finally better. It felt great. I go outside, I slipped on the snow playing with the dog. Here we are again, back to where we were 2 weeks ago. So I love Arnold. I love everything about him. He's so positive and whatnot. And he was reading the alphabet yesterday or whatever it was fantastic on X. And M was all about Mac. It was sweet.
I is for I'll be back.
I'll be back. That's right.
You hang out in the garage, and the first video you get is Arnold's alphabet, and it just absolutely just takes over your afternoon. I think I watched that video 3 times in a row.
That's hilarious.
Somebody says in the text, like, one of my coworkers is an 87-year-old shorts guy. Only when it's single digits does he wear pants.
You have a coworker that's 87?
Hell yeah.
You're burying the lead right there. First of all, what are you doing? And at 87, poor guy, why are you still working, bro?
Be done.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he likes it. Maybe
Yeah,
he
you're right.
enjoys work. Crazy stat. We talked about it before the show, but the Devontae Adams 0-5 in the NFC Championship game, very distraught in the locker room. Obviously, you feel for the guy. This is another crazy stat. 5-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Wes Welker did not win a Super Bowl in his 13-year NFL career, despite playing with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning as his quarterbacks. So what's worse? Because Peyton won 2, and Tom won 7, so 9.
Yeah.
We'll count the Tom Brady one in Tampa as not. So we'll say 8 titles, 13-year career, 5-year window you missed.
You missed. Wow, that's bad. Like
hard to
Wes
do.
Welker just timed it all very, very wrong. When he was playing with New England and with Denver. But I mean, those are the breaks, right? I don't think anybody's feeling bad for Wes Welker this morning or anything like that. It's kind of like the take yesterday that Skip Bayless had. This is one of those ridiculous ones, but also one that kind of makes you think a little bit because you don't know the inner workings. He thinks Tom Brady's rooting against the Patriots so Drake May doesn't steal his spotlight and become the next Patriots quarterback to win win the Super Bowl. And I heard that take yesterday. I actually heard somebody steal it on the Ben Maller show this morning and try to pass it off as their own. And I'm like, do you really think Tom Brady is that messed up in the head that he's thinking about that kind of stuff, that he doesn't want the Patriots to win because it would steal the spotlight from him? Do you guys buy that?
No, because I'll tell you this. Let me tell you how much Tom Brady is worried about Patrick Mahomes catching him in rings. 0%.
Yeah.
Let alone Drake May stealing any sort of spotlight.
Right.
Doesn't matter how good Bo Nix is. John Elway's still going to be QB1 in Denver fan till the end of time.
Right.
Because of who Elway was. You just don't. It won't happen. Sorry. But yeah, no, there's zero. I mean, that's a typical Skip Bayless.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like,
or take.
I think the only thing that Tom Brady has to be worried about is the possibility of Mahomes catching him. And that looks like a long shot, as we know. I mean, but also, too, like I was thinking yesterday with the Patriots kind of rebounding and getting back to the Super Bowl like this, it's only been really 3 or 4 years that they were down and out, and they're already back, in the championship game. There's no reason the Chiefs can't come back strong next year and make a run at this thing again.
Yes.
Like, I know going into the offseason, it was kind of talked about a little bit of a step backwards, and trying to rebuild for 27 more than 26. But I also look at what's going on in the NFL right now, and you can turn this thing on a dime. There's no reason the Chiefs at 6-11 can't turn this thing around and go 11-6 next year and get into the postseason and even win the division at this point next year. Because you can even go back to 2013 when Andy Reid took over and they flipped that 2-14 team and they made it a 11-5 team that went to the playoffs in his first year. And I look at the rosters, I'm like, which roster was more talented, this one now or that one back then? You could make the case for either one, but the quarterback is very steady on this roster, where it wasn't steady on that roster. They went out and got Alex Smith, and they turned that thing on a dime. And so I just don't think there's really much reason to say we should not have some sort of expectation for the Chiefs, being back next year, with the fact that the New England Patriots were able to turn it around so fast. New coach, new roster, new quarterback, basically, and they turned that whole thing around. There's no reason the Chiefs can't do that going into next season.
100%. Yeah, no excuses. Yeah, get in the playoffs every year with Patrick Mahomes. That's the goal. And once you're in the playoffs, man, you've got the guy. Yes, exactly. We've watched these quarterbacks this playoffs. Obviously, some solid performances, but it's light years away, man. There's levels to this.
Yeah.
We know our guy in the playoffs is just different.
Mm-hmm. And the team is different in the playoffs, too. But it's the matter of the fact, can you get now into the postseason? And what's interesting about it is how much longer is Patrick Mahomes really going to have to run this gauntlet of Allen and Burrow and Lamar Jackson, too, as the three main guys? Like, they've started to dissipate. They've started to show that they can't really handle business in those big-time situations. And as you mentioned yesterday, maybe Drake May becomes that guy that kind of becomes that new rival to Patrick Mahomes. If he's winning games and if he's winning playoff games and he's, in the AFC Championship game and they find Super Bowl appearances out there, he may be the guy that ultimately ends up being the biggest rival to Patrick Mahomes because he knows how to win in the playoffs, where Allen and Burrow and Lamar Jackson, for the most part, do not know how to win in the postseason. So we could be looking at a potential kind of new rivalry forming for Patrick Mahomes in, a guy like Drake May as opposed to the other three that we've been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look at rivals, you have to look at guys that can actually compete for at least, 5 years, I think, and give you a shot at destroying your destiny. And Drake May's 23 years old. The guys in the past, Tom Brady was on his way out after he beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, going to be 38 in, a couple months, and he'll be on his last year of his contract. Probably last year's the swan song for Matthew Stafford, you would think. Mm-hmm. And then you look at Drake May, 23 years old. They turn that team around. They're in that division with the Jets and the Dolphins, who are both currently under rebuilds for the 100th consecutive time. And then you have Buffalo, who's a little vulnerable right now as well. So you look at what they can do. You look at the history that could write itself with Patrick Mahomes and Drake May. Like, can Drake May catch Patrick? Can Patrick catch Tom? It's Patriots, it's Chiefs. It's kind of like a story that writes itself. Speaking of a story that writes itself, the offseason without football, or for the slow sports people, the Super Bowl is in 2 weeks, or I guess less than 2 weeks now. You have the
12 days.
You have the World Baseball Classic coming up next month.
Yeah.
March Madness is in a month and a half. You have the Winter Olympics for those of you that like bobsledding and curling and
Hello, America.
skeet game, whatever it is, where you snow down the hill, shoot something, and then whatever it is. I don't think it's.
I like the Olympics because there's stuff on all the time.
Yeah.
You come home from work at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's on. You go to bed at 10 o'clock at night,
Right.
it's on.
Well, I also find it that it's interesting that you might not watch this on the regular, but you find yourself watching. Like
Absolutely.
figure skating, we'll all be rooting for like whatever Americans going against some Russian or whatever it might be.
Speed skating.
Ice hockey's in there as
Yeah,
well.
well, if they get the arena done, I
That's
don't know.
fair.
They're having more problems than the Royals.
But opening days in 2 months, and you also have the World Cup coming in June.
Yeah, absolutely. No, there's a lot going on, man. It is definitely a full calendar of stuff to look forward to, and I am excited about the Olympics. I mean, what do they start right after the Super Bowl in like 12 days or something? I got a friend that's over there volunteering for the Olympics. She's done this now. This is her second time where she goes over there and volunteers for Team USA. Yeah, it is, but you got to pay your own transportation, your own room and board, and all that kind of stuff. You don't get any money, so you're there literally volunteering, and they don't put you up. So you got to find your own, your own stuff of that nature. But you get the opportunity to be around all that kind of stuff, and if that's up your alley and that's something you want to do, cool. Go ahead and go out there and do it. But the Winter Olympics I've always liked better than the Summer Olympics for whatever reason. I just find them cooler. I like the snow. I like the outdoor stuff. I like the bobsled. I like the speed skating and all that kind of stuff. The luge, the hockey. Like there's so many cool events. Curling has come on over the years, in a big time way. And years ago, Josh and I and Speck went up to the curling place up in the Northland and tried to curl a little bit. You find out how hard that truly is and how hard those guys and gals really work, because that looks like a bar sport, right? Put in a butt, drink a beer, and wipe the ice and let a rock go down. But it is so much more than that. All those sports are. Every time we look at a sport, like, oh, I could do that. Then you go out there, you try, you're like, no chance I'm able to do that. No chance I can do something like that.
Yeah, there's a new event this year called ski mountaineering.
Are you being serious about that? What is that?
They're going to climb up a mountain, and then they're going to ski down it.
Really?
Yeah.
How are they going to climb? Like, are they going to be on the skis trying to climb up the mountain?
Probably on their back.
On their back?
Have the spikes of the mountain.
Oh, that's kind of a cool deal,
Be
man.
kind of cool, I think. It sounds cool.
When is that first event, and what channel is that on? Because you got to climb a mountain and then ski down it. That's great. That's really cool.
Yeah, James Bond's been doing it for 70 years.
Way to catch up, guys.
Yeah.
But that's where the Olympics are going, though. They're going to more of those X game type sports and whatnot. And I know the old heads get mad about that kind of stuff. How could you put this in the Olympics? Why not? How could you not, put this stuff in the Olympics? It's because it's new and it's different, and we're moving forward. It's like, I'll get off on a tangent here in 1 second. The Washington Post yesterday had a story that they were getting rid of their sports department and whatnot. And I look at that and I'm just like, so that's where the times are going. But on X, you would think, oh my God, something bad and drastic is happening. Nobody complains when TV stations get rid of people or when radio stations get rid of people or anything like that. But the Washington Post, is not covering sports anymore, and everybody's losing their GD mind over it. And I look at that and I go, why do we need the Washington Post to cover sports? That's not where the people are anymore. Nobody's reading the newspaper. Nobody needs the sports writer to give them a game recap of what they can see on any app or X or anything like that in 2 seconds. I don't need a reporter giving me a generic quote from Andy Reid or something of that nature. You need this new stuff. And as we move forward and podcasts are taking over and video elements and all this kind of stuff are taking over, newspapers are the dodo bird, kind of the way some of these Olympic sports were right now. And so you want to gain a new audience, you want to attract new people, you put in some cool new sports. I guarantee you they're going to get a lot of young people watching a dude climb a mountain and then ski down. Like Snoop Dogg may be on the call of that one. That's how cool that is. So I love the fact that they're moving forward and doing different things. It's time. This world is evolving.
Yeah, a lot of people just haven't read newspapers and just stick to the news where, you can talk about Missouri laws in a Kansas gym.
I mean, that's great. Channel 4 this morning is doing a story on Missouri wanting to do phys ed in their classrooms, for every grade, which is the right thing to do. Kids need exercise. They sit in front of the monitors all day. Get them into a physical education class, let them exercise. It's probably the only exercise most of these kids are going to get, throughout the day. And so
I can relate.
And so we're watching the story on Channel 4, and Dusty says to me, he goes, this is a story about Missouri, and they're showing Shawnee Mission East. And sure enough, they were. You wonder why the local news for me is totally a waste of time. Let's do a story on Missouri high school kids getting physical education, and then let's use B-roll from Shawnee Mission East. Way to go, Channel 4. Knock that one out of the ballpark. What the hell was that?
What What's up with the youth? Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about everything that Andy Reid had to say yesterday about your new offensive coordinator here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Terry Hardy's is closed. Well, that dog.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, guys, my friends over at Heartland Men's Health want to let you know they are ready for you this new year. And I'll tell you what, improving your health may be one of your biggest resolutions, but when you've retired or low on energy or not sleeping well or not seeing progress in the gym, maybe you get a little frustrated. But Heartland Men's Health can likely help with that resolution because these symptoms are often just signs of low testosterone. But this year, Heartland Men's Health is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. It's all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate that fat loss. With low T treatments combined with body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focused, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. And so now's the time to call my friends over at Heartland Men's Health for better energy levels, better gains in the gym, and better sleep. They're successfully treating men in Kansas City, and they're ready for you. Don't wait another year with low T. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and in North Kansas City. So call them today, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
And Doug.
Oh, what a horrible call. Hey, ref, open your eyes. Ref, you're really not going to call that? Come on.
Hey, ref, why don't you customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual and save money?
I don't think you get what we're doing.
Sure I do. We're all just giving him advice. You guys on sports, me on saving money.
Nope, that's not it.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
When it was time to paint the inside of our home, we made one call, and that was the Certa Pro Painters, and the experience was amazing. They took all the stress about the job away from me, and they'll do the same for you. And now's the time to get that painting project completed that you've been putting off. Each Certa Pro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose Certa Pro Painters.
Well, it's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one final kickoff, your final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is the 60th Super Bowl, and FanDuel is making sure that you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, maybe you're riding with the underdog, or you're building that last same-game parlay. So whether you're betting the spread, who's going to win MVP, or who you think's going to find the end zone, FanDuel's got you covered for this year's Super Bowl. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, it's done. Finito. So it's your last call for football this season on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. And visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook and the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued, non-withdrawal bonus. Like 7th Street. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Who is the area's only dealer for Fronius professional welding equipment? Metal by the Foot, located in KC and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Hey, shout out real quick to ESPN, realizing what's happening. So not that anybody cares. The Farmers Insurance Tournament is this weekend in the PGA Tour, on the PGA Tour.
Right.
Brooks Koepka coming from LIV back to the PGA.
That's huge. Do you think they'll embrace him with open arms?
They are.
Good. The players are?
The ESPN is.
Well, yeah, he's good for business. Absolutely. Like why Shedeur Sanders is in the Pro Bowl. It's good for business.
Or terrible.
Get bent.
The ESPN's going to start coverage at 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Thursday and Friday for this tournament. Random tournament. It's always entertaining. It's got a loaded field. Obviously, Brooks is a sell. But golf, at least, whether it's Brooks Koepka or whoever, like Koepka's a name, not a big name, but he's a name. And they're like, you know what? Let's just make it available. Let's just have it on TV on Thursday and Friday. Slow week in sports, right? You got NBA. College basketball is electric this week. Last night was fun. Two of the top players that are going into the draft played last night and both performed well. DeBonza kind of did too much at sometimes, but BYU almost came back at the end of the game against Arizona, ended up losing by 3, 89 to 86. And then Cameron Boozer, 19 and 10 and 6 last night. I mean, the kid's just a stud. And then tonight you get 6 o'clock, perfect time for you. Michigan and Nebraska. Nebraska at Michigan. And Nebraska's 10.5-point dogs.
I got JV basketball tonight. I don't have time for this college stuff.
Oh, man, that's a great Big Ten game. The leading conference in sports.
I will. It is the leading conference in sports. There's no question about it. Absolutely. Unless you're Rutgers, and then you're $78 million in the hole, which I would tell Rutgers, that's on you. Stop sucking.
Actually, the best conference in college football history is the Ivy League.
It is, yeah. When you look at it, Harvard would kick every SEC team's ass.
Or Princeton.
Vanderbilt wants to be what Harvard is. and that's an elite, educated institution with a top-notch quarterback in the pros like Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I agree. Vandy sucks.
You think Pavlia was humbled by his measurements?
Why does that matter? Why do people? Who cares?
It matters.
I mean, thank you, Jay. Like, can the kid play? Is he? I don't know the answer to that question. I honest to God, I didn't watch him enough. I know he was the best quarterback that the state of Tennessee has seen in years, probably since Peyton Manning. But is he going to be a good player when it comes to the NFL?
No.
I don't know the answer to that question.
No. Johnny Manziel 2.0.
Okay, then that's fine. Then,
Gabriel.
So I just hate the whole measurements and all that kind of stuff. Like measurement, and I'll be cheesy here for a second. It doesn't measure the size of the heart. It doesn't measure the ability. Like Patrick Mahomes. Let's say he had like say he was 2 inches shorter or something like that. Does that take away from the amazing plays that guy makes, or the know-how to go out there and win a game and to move your team down the field and all that kind of stuff? No, that doesn't have an impact on it.
According to the nerds, Patrick Mahomes' footwork was going to be his downfall.
Right, it was, yeah.
And then 3 years later, they're
yeah.
going, he might be the greatest improvisational quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, hey, he's fantastic. So that's why I say we look at these numbers and all this kind of stuff, and like everybody wants this, chiseled jaw quarterback out there, like Manning down at Texas at this point in time. Doesn't mean you're going to be a good pro. It doesn't mean you're going to be great. Patrick Mahomes, man, like you look at Patrick Mahomes and you're like, okay, he looks just like a dude, right? Like, but he's the greatest quarterback we've ever seen. And so I just hate when we put like arm length and hand size and all this stuff. It's just tangible evidence again to take away from the real question is, can this guy play? And if this guy can play, I don't care what size he is. We'll make it work. But if he can't play, then forget about it. We'll move on. You can have the best looking Adonis out there, and if the guy can't play, it doesn't matter what he's 6'5" and 210 and ripped. If he can't play football, he can't play football.
From the text line, the Olympics began February 6th. Super Bowl February 8th.
Okay, so those are the Friday before the Olympics is opening ceremony. Cool.
So is opening ceremony Thursday?
No, it'll be Friday.
Friday?
Yeah,
it's always a Friday.
Yeah, they'll do it Friday.
And Super Bowl's on NBC?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
NBC. I mean,
so
like
NBC's owning the weekend.
Oh, owning
So
everything.
Tirico just flying like Kirk Herbstreit right now?
Yeah, that is true. I
He's
wonder
the voice of the Olympics.
I know he is.
Yeah.
So, like, where's he going to do the Super Bowl, the opening ceremonies, all this kind of stuff?
Weird.
So, well,
the Winter Olympics are where?
Italy. Yeah. They're in Italy.
He's not going that way.
It's like if you go from like Milan to like the East Coast, it's like a 7 or 8 hour flight. And then you've got another 5-hour flight from the East Coast out to San Francisco. Like, he can't go to the Olympics until after the Super Bowl, I would imagine. And if he's going to do the opening ceremonies, they may have him from like a green screen room. You know, like remember when Nance was calling golf from the Arrowhead press box a couple of years ago? And during the I don't know what it may have been the Phoenix. No, it wasn't the Phoenix Open at that time. It was it was in January. It might have been that tournament that we'd just seen. And Nance was calling the golf from Arrowhead because it conflicted with the playoffs. So I'm sure Tirico will do something here. They may send Costas over there for a hot minute or something like that, get pink eye, come back and do baseball. But like NBC, man, that's your home for sports now. You've got Sunday night football, you've got Sunday night basketball, you've got Sunday night baseball, you've got the Olympics right now, you've got a great NBA package with the NBA. I mean, they got everything, man. They've got everything right now at NBC.
Yeah. And I love the app.
Yeah, it is a good app.
Yeah.
Actually, a very good app. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Like, I always love the opening ceremonies of those events.
They're great. They're fun, awesome. Man. You feel so much pride for those athletes who have worked so hard to get where they are, man. People don't realize the sacrifices that go on for these Olympic athletes to get there.
Yeah.
The sacrifices for the parents, too.
For the families. Yeah,
Is
exactly.
the only reason that basketball is not a Winter Olympic sport is because the season's currently going
That's
on?
a good question.
Literally.
Yeah, that's
Because I'm like, why is basketball a summer Olympic sport, but yet it's a winter?
But hockey's going on now, and hockey's, they stopped the hockey season for 2 weeks to go over there and play.
Which is sick.
Yeah, I think it's really, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Play for you guys. I got to go play for my country.
Yeah, but at least the NHL is doing the right thing and shutting it down for 2 weeks, and they know that they can potentially, if they do it the right way, get fans off of hockey, because every time we have the Winter Olympics, everybody becomes a hockey fan. Like last year, too, with that 4-team classic that we saw, everybody became a hockey fan. And then it doesn't carry over. Like they've got to find a way to get this thing to carry over. And I think having the NHL players in the Olympics where everybody's watching, those guys all have a chance to become household names overnight. You remember these guys, right? Like people still know Mike Eruzione from scoring the biggest goal in the history of mankind. You can become a legend in these Olympics. And I hope that happens for some of these guys that do play in the NHL. They become Olympic legends, and then it carries over to the NHL.
That's what I love is the speed skating.
Speed skating is fun.
That's
sick.
It is. It's wild, man. That is so hard to do. And
the blades like this thin,
that
and
thin,
they're going like
yeah.
80 miles an hour around the corners. Like, damn.
I remember years ago, I think it was 88, there was an American speed skater, and he had just lost his sister right before, because, the Olympics, they always hit with those heartwarming stories. Was it Dan Jansen was the guy's name that was a speed skater?
Kenley's brother.
And he lost his sister right before the Olympics, and he was supposed to be the gold medal winner, like all-world speed skater, and he slipped on the first turn and wiped out, and it was like, America was devastated that this guy wiped out in the short track or whatever. Well, I think it was Dan Jansen was the guy's name. I'm sure the text line will know, and like everybody's like, his sister's been battling cancer, and she just died, and he's getting ready to go, and he puts the hood on, that suit that they wear, and as soon as he hit that first turn, he wiped out and took out. It was awful. It was so.
Man, I'm legit upset, and I don't even know.
Yeah,
I'm like, dang it.
I mean, you imagine back in 1988 when there's nothing else going on in the world, where everybody's just watching one of three channels, and it's the Olympics, and this is the big thing, and this guy was supposed to be the best ever, and then his sister died, and then he wiped. It was awful. It was so demoralizing because you worked your whole life for that. I was watching some ski trials the other day. This girl starts going down the hill, wiped out on the first mogul. She's worked her whole life. Done.
It's over.
Yeah. There's no redos. There's no second chances. You're out. Just like that. Done.
No doubt. Tarico from the text line is doing the Olympic coverage after the Super Bowl, so both in one day. That's nuts. Somebody says from the 913, I'm 5'9". Anyone that's 5'9" knew Pavlio was definitely adding a few inches.
Yeah,
100%.
Of course.
How tall are you? 6 foot?
No, you're not.
I can speak for the 913.
Speaking of flying, Rory was in that Dubai tournament.
Yeah.
And then he was on TGL last night. 18 hours of travel, and then showed up and did that, and his team won 9-1.
Oh my God!
And Marty Smith.
Where was that last night?
I think it's in California.
Oh, so it's not even on the East Coast.
No. And Marty Smith's like, dude, you should start doing tournaments with like 3 hours sleep, man. And he's like, yeah, well, maybe I will. Except that's not how Rory sounded. But this is what Andy Reid sounded like yesterday, talking about the new offensive coordinator. Eric Bieniemy, and how he can impact Patrick Mahomes.
EB will be very direct with him, like he does with everybody, but he knows it's coming from a place of knowledge there that he knows. And Patrick, you guys could take this whole thing a couple different ways, so I want to make sure we're saying this right. Patrick loved Nags, and he also loves EB. So this isn't either or deal. It's one guy having to replace another guy and that's not what this is about. But I want to make sure Nags gets his shout out here too, and that EB gets his.
Okay.
What I don't understand much of what that was.
So
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm going to try to explain it the best way I can in Andy Reidisms. I think basically what he's saying, and this is just how well like their PR team is as well, is that they know that somebody in that media of Kansas City is going to say, well, you brought in Eric Bieniemy and Matt Nagy's out, and Eric Bieniemy was before him. Was there like a relationship issue with Patrick Mahomes and Matt Nagy that didn't work, that did work with it? So he nips that out. That's gone. He protects his guy, and Matt Nagy, which we know what Andy Reid does. He dies by the family sword. Like, he's going to protect his men. That's why people, when they come play Andy Reid, former athletes or broadcasters now, look at Jason Kelsey. Obviously, he has that relationship that's different than everybody else's. But they will find Andy kind of like the way Stafford found Cooper Kupp, right? Like, everybody has that connection with Andy. So there's that. The other thing I think they brought up is that I don't think it's hard to tell that Bob and I are two different personalities. I don't think it's hard to tell that Matt Nagy and Eric Bieniemy are two different personalities.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's kind of clarifying, even though everybody kind of knows that. But it's a very strategic, smart way for Andy and his team to kind of nip a lot of that in the bud and be like, hey, here's what we're going to talk about. Patrick likes both of these guys, but really at the end of the day, you all were right. We brought in this guy to start being a accountable leader.
Well, but that's the job of the head football coach, quite frankly.
Maybe he doesn't like that job because it's uncomfortable for him.
I understand that. Everybody's personality is different. But I look at, that comment there by him and the numbers from the offense yesterday that Jesse Newell put out there. And I think he put them out earlier in the week or last week from the New York Times about, this being a top 10 offense and top 5 offense in a lot of categories. And Andy talked about that yesterday and whatnot. And you look at the results and you wonder why a top 10 offense could be so bad. And Matt Nagy's become the fall guy for this one, clearly. A top 10 offense that was second in EPA per drive, 5th in touchdown percentages, 2nd in scoring drive percentages, 1st in average drive distance, 8th in yards per play, 2nd in offensive, like all of those metrics that they look at to tell you whether or not you're a good offense, you're a top 10. With numbers like that, why did they have a 6-11 record? And that all goes back to discipline. That all goes back to being accountable and accountability, and I do believe that's the job of the head coach. The Chiefs were 12th in penalties in the NFL going into that Week 13 game against the Dallas Cowboys, where it all pretty much fell off the rails that day. They had 10 penalties in that game. To me, it wasn't because the offensive coordinator wasn't good or they weren't getting the right stuff out of the guys. The head coach was not holding guys accountable when they had these penalties. Did Jawan Taylor really ever suffer the consequences? Did this team really ever suffer the consequences when it was penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty after bad play after turnover after penalty? They put up great numbers from an offensive standpoint, but they were 6-11 for the reason that they were, and that's because there was no accountability and there were penalties all over the place that were never rectified and nipped in the bud. And to me, that is the job of the head coach. That is not the job of the offensive coordinator. And that's, to me, based on what was said yesterday and these numbers here and all this kind of stuff, it sure seems like Eric Bieniemy was brought in to do the dirty work more than anything, right?
He's also brought in, it's a 2-for-1 hire. He's your running backs coach and he's your offensive coordinator. / assistant head coach. It's maybe a 3-for-1. At least that's the way I look at it. I think he's here to coach the running backs and then have the offensive coordinator title. At least that's the way I look at the Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy hire. Plus, the accountability is there as well because he doesn't like to be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, we always hear from, like, players that be like, oh, Andy will give you that look, and that dad voice comes out, and you know it's, like, serious. But, like, my dad was never a yeller. But, like, I knew in certain situations when dad was serious, but, like, there were other people around me that were, like, the stern yell, like the grandpa or the uncle. Like, they were the ones that would, you know, hey, get off your ass, take your trash out. Don't make your dad tell you that.
Your dad's a nice guy, though. Yeah. That's not his demeanor.
Right,
yeah.
And that's maybe Andy. Same thing. Like, Andy's not a mean guy unless obviously provoked or, you know, needs to get to that level. And then if it does get to that level, everybody kind of shuts up and listens. And I think that's why Eric's here, Bieniemy, is because he doesn't want to do that role. It's also part of the nepotism type stuff that we see with Andy Reid, which, you know, good or bad, whether you like it or not, he does fill that void. You need your running game to improve. You're going to bring in a new backfield, we'd hope. That's going to have to be, you know, coached up and brought in. So, like, that's, I think, why at the end of the day, not all of us are on board with having Eric Bieniemy back because we wanted something different, something flashy, something out of the circle of trust to see if you could kind of create something new. And Eric Bieniemy does a lot of stuff that's, I don't know, you're going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, I think, is the way that Eric Bieniemy's coaching style is. Like, I think it's going to be a whole new world for somebody like Xavier Worthy. Somebody who was drafted high, someone who has a lot of, you know, upbringing that can, like, maybe show that he can be an athlete, but for some reason in 2 years just hasn't figured out the dimensions of the field. Well, that'll happen really quickly when Eric Bieniemy's in his ass, yelling at him through his helmet hole in his ear, and not having somebody be like, come on, Eric, figure it out, man, or, you know, come on, Xavier, like, come on, man. Like, it's going to be more than that. So there are positives, even though you may not like everything.
Let me ask you guys this, though, because you guys are younger than me, and you may handle this differently. Does the younger generation respond to yelling anymore? Because I know as I've gotten older, and I'm 49 years old almost now in April, and I look back at bosses that I still have PTSD from 2 bosses that I thought were horrible with their bedside manner and demeanor. And you know what I did? I didn't work harder for those guys. I did not work harder for those guys. I worked in fear, and I hated that, and it was awful. And so do people respond to that anymore? Because like in the 60s and 70s, football coaches grab you by the face mask, throw you down on the field, and kick you and yell and scream, and that was okay because it was football. Do players respond to that anymore? We'll have to see. And it really is kind of upsetting that they had to bring in somebody like an Eric Bieniemy to get these guys kind of back on track, that they weren't listening to Andy Reid when he was telling them to stop committing the penalties and all this kind of stuff or whatnot was going on in there. It feels like they needed somebody to come in and really kind of, you know, make heads roll, if you will. And I don't know that that's the best route to go when you're hiring an assistant coach. And Mac, you put in the doc, you go, this hire scares me. I'm interested as to why.
Oh, that was into the Mike McDaniel hire. Layer.
Isn't going to be a vape question, is it?
No vape question.
You know how you guys roll. All right. What's up? Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
I loved it.
No, that was sick.
I thought it was brilliant. That's a Charger video.
Yeah.
That's his introductory video put out by the team.
Because their social media team is awesome.
Well, but again, it goes back to our original comment. You're mad the Washington Post is closing down and not covering sports. Did they ever give you any content like that? That's the kind of content people want. They don't want. And then the third inning, Ralph came up and grounded the third and ended a 2-on and 1-out situation. That's boring. People don't care about that. The Chargers hit the nail on the head with this yesterday. Like, he walked in, made a vape comment. They go, oh, this is great. And they used it as opposed to trying to hide it and be all buttoned up. You got to give the people what they want. And that thing is going to go all over the place. It's already gone viral. Everybody's talking about it. It was a brilliant move by the Chargers to put that out there yesterday. That's
this isn't going to be a vape question, is it?
No vape question.
You know how you guys roll. All right. What's up? Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
Sup, Mike McDaniel. Sup. Don't ask me a vape question.
Yeah.
I loved it.
He went from corny to horny.
No, he's going to be so good there. That is a hire that definitely scares me. But back to the Bieniemy stuff, because I've got some thoughts on what you guys were talking about. It's
we'll
good.
Get right to it.
It's good cop, bad cop.
It is. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, he needs. You talked about your dad being more of that, conservative discipline, less screaming, and then mom comes in, right? Hey, and then now you're like, whoa. He needs mom, and that to me isn't great. You should be able to do both rules, and I think you talk about these younger generations and what they respond to. I agree. less of that assertive, aggressive screaming, but also like when you've had 2 years of now, Jerry, you need to listen to me.
Right.
Come on, seriously. Yeah, no,
So
whatever.
put him in the home. Yeah.
Now, Xavier, come on.
Yeah.
Now we're going to seriously get into whipped into shape here. And I think that could kind of, all right, jolt you back, wake you up a little bit like, okay, this isn't the same. I'm just going to kind of do what I want, lackadaisical. Bieniemy's going to kind of whip him into shape a bit, which I like that part.
But also, too, do you worry, again, this is me now being the dad hat for a second and the mental health guy here for a second. Do you worry you can lose players by doing it that way, too?
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, guys could just check out and be like, I'm not playing for this guy. And you get to, like, week 3, and whoever is like, I'm done, man. I'm tired of this, you know? So you have that side, too.
And that's how you find out who's with you or against you. At least that's how it was in the restaurant industry. You know, you'd have a restaurant that worked really well, and the general manager was just kind of like friends with everybody. Like, you're 5 minutes late. I'm sure you had something going at the house. I mean, it happens all the time. It's like, Lisa's always late. Like, why are you allowing this? And it's like, well, she's been here forever, and she shows up every day for work, but she shows up every day late. What does that lead to everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a new general manager that comes in, and they're standing by the door watching people come down the hill to clock in, and if you're 2 minutes late, it's, you can go ahead and leave. Guess what? People aren't going to be late anymore. And that's how that works. And unfortunately, like, sometimes you need a red ass to kind of get the soft asses in shape or get out. And that's kind of, I think, what the move is. Like, hey, yeah, we went to 3 Super Bowls. We won 2 of them. We lost 1. That's over. Like, that's done. Now we want to stay relevant. We want to stay better. And how do we do that? Well, we need to keep people accountable. And I think that's what that is, because you ask the question, do people respond to yellers? The answer to that is yes and no.
Yeah.
And to the people on the text line say the younger generations are a bunch of softies.
I'm 49 and I don't respond well to somebody yelling.
It depends on the situation. If it merits
no one
it.
responds well to that.
No.
Right, let's say no one responds well. No one likes yelling.
Yeah.
No one responds well to it. That whole older generation. I can be you didn't like it.
Nobody likes that. Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
So annoying.
Like the whole yelling thing. If somebody came up to me right now and started to yell at me to do something, I'd probably walk away. Get for you to talk to me like this. You know?
My problem was I would just start laughing, and then that never worked out well, because I just found myself running more and more in basketball. But like there were times like when like the coach would yell, we'd be like, "Oh shoot!"
Oh, definitely, it
right.
worked.
But like every single
when you're a kid, then you start to grow up.
But like every single time, you can't have somebody just constantly like yelling in your face.
No.
It just does not. You don't receive that. But like if there are times when like it merits it, yes, I understand that. Like if I were to get a technical foul, my coach pulled me aside and got stern with me. Like I don't want to get a technical foul. My coach would be like, now you know why you got a T, right? Like that's not where that happens either. So no, constant yelling does not work.
Yeah.
Coming up on the other side, we can do a tough Tuesday here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at Park and Go do such an unbelievable job with everything. Number one, all covered parking when you park at the airport. You want that, right? Well, Park and Go provides that. And on days like we're seeing outside with that snow and ice and nasty weather, you want to know that your car is safe. So when you come back from your vacation or trip, you don't have to worry about cleaning off the car because it's been undercover all the time that you've been gone. Also, what's going on at Park and Go is great when you say, hey, I'm making my reservation and prepaying, because that's when you're going to save a boatload of cash and get their lowest rate available. So make your reservation at bookparkandgo.com and prepay. You're done. Show up on the day of your flight. They'll direct you to that covered parking spot reserved for you. As soon as you're in that covered parking spot, the van will meet you and take you right to the airport terminal. You're there in no time at all. And then when you get back, the van's waiting. Just grab your bags, walk outside, jump on it, and it's right back to the trunk of your car. So do what we did and join their frequent parker program and earn points towards free parking. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com. The best deals in parking. Bookparkandgo.com. Park and Go, family owned and operated.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff. The final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel's making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or you're building one last same-game parlay, make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel Sportsbooks, the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First, online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues with UFC 325 live from Australia. Catch featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski in a rematch of his epic title fight against Diego Lopez, and the always dangerous Dan Hooker throws down with dynamic finisher Benoit Saint Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown. UFC fans, pay-per-view just got knocked out. Catch UFC 325 on Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus. Stream every fight live with one subscription. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th and State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th and State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 northbound, slows before 23rd, stays heavy not quite to Truman with multiple accidents. Reporting Northland, 29 northbound, slows past North Oak Traffic Way, stays heavy into the 169 highway interchange with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Trivia question, Mac. Where'd Jim Kelly go to college?
Ugh. Damn. I don't know.
The same place the Chiefs are going to get their first overall pick in this year's draft.
Miami?
That's right. Okay. I didn't know that either. I found out today.
There you go. Wow.
They have Super Bowl starting quarterback appearances ranked by college. So, like, the most Super Bowl appearances you by obviously Brady, Michigan.
Yeah.
Plunkett and Elway at 7
for Stanford.
Yep.
And is Michigan the leader in the clubhouse just because of Tom Brady?
It just says Brady. Wow. Like Notre Dame has 3 different quarterbacks.
But the 8's the highest number of any university.
10.
10.
Yeah,
Who's
Brady
got
went to 10. And then Stanford, okay, Stanford, Notre Dame have 7. Alabama has 6. Purdue, Cal, Texas Tech have 5.
I mean, that's insane when you think about it. Tom Brady has gone to more Super Bowls than any other university has put in the NFL, with Super Bowls. Like, when you think, I mean, it's insane.
UNI's got 3.
Yeah, they do. They got Romo. They've got, it
was just Kurt Warner.
Oh, I was thinking of Northern Illinois. I'm sorry, Kurt Warner. Yeah.
Northern Iowa, Bob.
Yeah.
He once was chucking lettuce heads in the grocery store.
That's right, yes.
But yeah, so there you go. Tom Brady 10.
Texas Tech 5 is good too.
Yeah, it just says Mahomes.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey man, upper echelon, baby. Soon to be 6. You hope. It is Tuesday, so we can do our tough Tuesdays. Man, for me, it's Sean Payton. I was ready to give him flowers. We were calling him a Richard all week because he asked that guy what he knows about running downhill, and everybody said, you guys are Richards because they have a good rapport with each other. And if you listen to the whole thing in the internet, I don't need to listen to the whole press conference. That didn't sound like a friendly friend banter. And then he had the entire nation believing. Like, how many of us were kind of believing the Jarrett Stidham hype? Well, he's been with them for 3 years, and then what were they doing on the broadcast? Oh, this is somebody that, Josh McDaniels wanted in Denver, but, or in New England, but Denver beat him to the pitch for the higher bid, and he brought him into Vegas, and you're like, well, maybe there's a chance. And then the game starts off, deep bomb, boom, touchdown, Sutton, corner of the end zone, never saw it again. Sean Payton decided to go for it on 4th down, saying they wanted to, keep things rolling and that they trusted their defense. Well, you got to think a 10-point lead would have been pretty nice against that New England offense the way your defense was rolling. That's 2 possessions, right? And then you didn't know about weather coming in. Sean Payton, you failed your team in the AFC Championship when it mattered most. You're an onside kick away from having 0 legacy. You're also a Richard. It's a tough Tuesday for a guy like Sean Payton. F that guy.
Yeah, Sean Payton, he really does stink, but you've got to look at what they're doing. They're hyping up the game so we watch it because everybody hears Jarrett Stidham and immediately CBS, right? They had the game. They're going, our ratings are going to tank because we've got Jarrett Stidham playing in this game, right? We don't have the star quarterback, so let's hype it up all week, which they did a great job of because by Friday I'm like, well, Stidham's not a bad backup quarterback. He's making $6 million per year, and so
went to Auburn, University,
whatever.
SEC.
Yeah, second best conference in football. But I mean, look, they did some good things to hype up that game, and I don't blame them for doing so. You've got to get eyeballs on the TV. People forget that sports is a business, sports is a TV show, and then it's a game. Hence,
and that started with Sean Payton.
With him hyping up Stidham, absolutely. Oh, he gets the machine of the NFL. Yeah, sure. More eyeballs, we all make more money. So yeah, you hype that machine up and you get that thing going in the right direction. Doesn't take away from him being a bag. Mine goes to the NCAA, and this comes from @785SportsKSU on X. The NCAA is holding out K-State starter Tess Heel from participating due to Heel signing a futures contract with an NBL 1 team. Though Heel would not play in the league until after K-State's season is over, the NCAA has deemed this a violation. Reminder, there are actual G League players playing in men's college basketball as we speak. And so why are we allowing former G League players or current G League players to play in college basketball on the men's side, but when we have a female that's trying to play and sign a futures contract to set her future up, the NCAA is coming in and saying, no, that is illegal. The NCAA right now is about as effective as gum on the bottom of my shoe. And the gum on the bottom of my shoe is more effective because at least I could chew it and get fresh breath if I needed to. The NCAA right now serves 0 purpose. There is no reason for the NCAA. All the NCAA is at this point in time are a bunch of people making way too much money doing nothing in Indianapolis. The NCAA needs to go. What they are doing to K-State, what they are doing to this player is totally despicable. You got a guy at BYU making $8 million from Crumble Cookie. You've got guys at Kansas making millions of dollars, and you're going to penalize a women's basketball player for signing a future NBL 1 I don't even know what the NBL 1 is. Hadn't heard about it until yesterday. So you're going to penalize somebody for getting their future in order by signing a contract so when she's done playing at the collegiate level, she's ready to go? F off, NCAA. Seriously, go F yourself.
Kiss my ass.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they suck. They're greedy. They do what they want. It makes no sense, no rhyme or reason, and taken from someone that doesn't deserve to be taken from. I'll go special teams for the LA Rams. Yikes. And it goes back not just this season, man. This goes back to the 2020s. I've never really paid attention to EPA per play when it comes to special teams, but they, of course, they have it. This goes back to the 2020s, playoffs included. Rams are 32nd in the NFL with special teams going back to 2020 with the playoffs included. Second worst is the Green Bay Packers. I don't know what these numbers necessarily mean. The Rams are minus 169, the Packers minus 165, the next closest minus 86. That's how big the gap is for special teams malfunctions with the Rams.
So you say the Rams are bad?
On special teams, yeah.
Did we not see that on Sunday?
Yeah, we saw a blocked kick. We saw a muffed punt.
Yeah.
And on the other end, what we see from the Seahawks? We saw the best punt return, best kick returner in the game, arguably, in Rashid Shaheed. So that's the difference special teams can make. I will go to you, Kansas City, Dave Tobe. Big year, Tube.
Well, maybe that Brownlee guy who they brought back can be a vital piece on special teams.
Jason Brownlee or
Hey,
whatever.
we're ready to go. We got Brownlee back. Look, we kid, we jest. It's funny.
Got on in the playbook.
Is Jim Kelly the best Bills quarterback ever?
I mean, he went to 4 straight Super Bowls. He's the only Bills quarterback to lead his team to a Super Bowl.
I don't know. I brought it up and somebody thought I was being an idiot because they're like, Jim Kelly, 4 Super Bowls. Talented quarterback, Josh Allen. Legacy quarterback, Jim Kelly.
Fair.
Yeah, because, I mean, they basically gave Josh Allen the Jim Kelly route. I mean, he had Thurman Thomas for all those wonderful years in Buffalo, and they were like, hey, this James Cook guy, he can be your Thurman Thomas. Now you just got to go find his Andre Reed or whoever was the wide receiver for Kelly for all those years.
I mean, but who's going to take that job in Buffalo right now? I mean, that's a tough job to walk into, man. Like, you're taking a job in Buffalo, and you're replacing a coach who's perennially in the playoffs, AFC championship games. Yeah, couldn't get you over the hump. But the expectation is when you walk into that job in Buffalo, you better find yourself back in the playoffs next year because you don't want to waste Josh Allen's career, just like we don't want to waste Patrick Mahomes' career right now.
Yeah, I mean, do you think the Bills or the Chiefs have more pressure to make the playoffs next year?
Chiefs. Missing the playoffs twice in a row with Pat. I mean, that would be historic.
Yeah, good point.
Unprecedented.
Yeah, I'm with you because of that. You convinced me. Yeah, because missing it 2 years in a row with Patrick Mahomes, people are going to talk.
That's crazy.
I mean, the Patriots missed the playoffs one time.
Yes.
With Tom Brady, he had his knee shredded.
In week 1 or something of the season. Yeah.
They didn't make it the year after they won the first Super Bowl, but whatever. Nobody did back in those days, right? And then the thing started, and they missed one time, and it was when Tom Brady had his knee shredded. So,
and they still won 11 games that year.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Castle,
I think the pressure is on the Chiefs more so because Buffalo can always say, we got a new coach coming in, we changed things up. They can pass it off on that. You got Mahomes and Andy Reid coming back now. You got Eric Bieniemy back into the fold. The expectation should be there.
Somebody's name is off the list when it comes to free agency in baseball. We'll dive into what Vern had to say yesterday and talk a little bit about what the next move is for the Kansas City Royals here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Royals.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions. Our January special. Auger your main drain or branch line for only $99 per hour. That's $100 off. This includes a camera inspection with mainline work. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
And Doug.
Oh, what a horrible call. Hey, ref, open your eyes! Ref, you're really not going to call that? Come on!
Hey, ref, why don't you customize your car insurance with Liberty Mutual and save money?
I don't think you get what we're doing.
Sure I do. We're all just giving him advice. You guys on sports, me on saving money.
Nope, that's not it.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Hey, it's Josh Vern. You're in before I head out to Arizona to see the boys in blue in spring training. I'll be hosting the Royals Rally Show live from Kauffman Stadium on Saturday, January 31st, starting at 9 a.m. The biggest names in the organization will join me for exclusive one-on-one interviews as they get ready for the 2026 season. If you miss any of the show, it'll all be available afterwards on the All Things Vern podcast channel. The Royals Rally Show, Saturday, January 31st, starting at 9, right here on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Hola, amigos! It's a big noise. Brad Evans from BetMGM tonight. Listen Monday through Friday starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Westwood One Sports as we cover the biggest sports stories from coast to coast. Get insights on the NFL playoffs, college basketball conference races, and more. Download the Odyssey app now and listen from anywhere. BetMGM tonight, live and interactive, presented by BetMGM. Tune in, Team Huevos.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER forward and back.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Who knew a Halloween costume would change my life and lead me to Renner Garage Door? Renner's KC's go-to team for service, repair, and replacement.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Northland 29 northbound gets heavy and North Oak Trafficway stays slow into the 169 highway interchange with an accident. 435 northbound slowing past 40 highway. We get up towards 23rd Street. Things pick up a move better. Access slows you in through there as well. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
The Chiefs offseason show with Bob, Dusty, Cody, Alex, and CDOT is Tuesday, February 10th, starting at 9 a.m. right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Rolling along, 7 o'clock hour here on 96.5 The Fan. Harrison Bader, gone. Looks like the dude got $20 million for 2 years. People immediately say, why did the Royals go do that? Well, they didn't give you Stremski 23 for 2, so I don't think they were going to give Bader $20 million. We had Vern on the other day. I think it's quite clear and convincing they're not going to go pay for somebody. If they're going to get somebody, they are going to trade for somebody. I don't think the Royals want to buy a 2-year rent-a-player. I think if they're going to get somebody, they want somebody that's going to fit their system, be here for quite some time. By that, I mean 4 years max. And if you're going to do that, you're going to have to give up something that you have, which is a quality component. Maybe it's a Bubic. Maybe for some of you, it's a Reagans. Maybe for, I don't know. But there's guys in your system that you could also package together, like maybe Vern said the other day, Blake Mitchell and Chris Bubic, and go get a future right field bat that's like 24 years old that you can keep around for 4 years or so. At least that's what I think the Royals are going to do. And quite honestly, I think they're happy with the product that they have. They're going to lead the season with that product. And if the right situation happens, then they'll make the move. But if it doesn't, then they won't make the move.
You know, I heard
I know
Vern,
that's not fun or sexy, but that to me is what it is.
Yeah, I heard Vern yesterday, and I got to say I was a little underwhelmed, I guess I could say, by what's going on from a roster standpoint with the Royals. I love the fact that they signed Michael Garcia long term. That is a brilliant move, a great move, a wonderful move by the organization. But you still don't have outfield, and I know we're all rooting for Cags and we're all rooting for Jensen to be good. But I can't go into a season as my options are, well, we hope they're going to be good. We expect them to be good. We need them to be good. That's not a plan. That's well, we got nothing else, so these guys better be good. And the Harrison Bader one is interesting to me because at this point in time, at least in my opinion, you don't have an outfield. You really don't. You've got names of guys, but there's nothing that's, overwhelming. I think Kyle Isbell is underrated. I really like Kyle Isbell from a defensive standpoint. He's a nice bat in your lineup low in the order if you've got other guys surrounding him. But he looks to his left and he looks to his right, and we have gaping holes right now at those outfield positions, at least in my opinion. Yes, Kaggs is there and this Lane Thomas is there, but Kaggs hasn't done anything. You can't rely on somebody who has done nothing to be the guy that's going to take it and do it. He's got to go out there and prove it. And so I think when you rely on hope and we hope this is going to happen and we need this to happen, that's not a great plan to go into the season with. So this organization, and again, we're still, a couple of weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting, 2-3 weeks away from that, and the roster can still change between now and then. But where we sit right now, I'm not exactly overwhelmed by this roster right now. They really didn't add anything new into the mix on a team that missed the playoffs last year. We're basically going into next season saying we hope everybody takes the next step forward, and we hope the pitching lives up to the level that it was all of last year. And when you hope in one hand and you know what in the other, you tend to fail. And that's why my concern is going into this season is that the Royals really didn't make any roster additions. They didn't do anything different. They're hoping everybody gets better and hoping everybody has a career year again, and that's a tough way to go into a season. I still think they need reinforcements.
Sounds a lot like another team across the parking lot this year, right? I mean, what do you need? We need a running back. We need left tackles. We need we'll count on Juju Smith-Schuster coming back another year. Brashard Smith, Pacheco will rehab. He'll be good. Kareem Hunt, he was solid last season, so he'll be able to do some things. And, we got Gelati and this guy Norman Lott. Amenahue, he just signed a contract, so he'll be good. All these guys will come back, be better. They'll get healthier. They'll have career years, right? That's what will happen. Draft a young corner. They'll play him. They'll coach him up. What happens, right? We know that this gaping need, the running back that they didn't address, and, of course, it comes back to bite them. You're hoping, like you said, Bob, you're kind of relying that these young stars come around, these young players come around and become reliable pieces around the star, just like the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes. But you need reliable pieces. You need mini stars, whatever you want to call them, another Michael Garcia out there in the outfield to kind of help be a reliable piece in this lineup, because hoping Jensen, Kaggs, these other guys come up and, hey, Kyle Isbell's going to have a better year from a bat perspective, offensive perspective. Like, it's not enough. Like, how do I know this offense isn't going to be what it was last year?
Right. You don't know that. And you're relying on, guys who haven't done it before. Think about all the pressure you could take off Jack Caglione if you had Harrison Bader in the lineup. And that's why, for me, it's $10 million for an outfield bat. It's not that big a deal. And look, the Royals got a $183 million payroll, or 184, whatever it is, and whatnot. And that's a nice payroll. But I mean, in this day and age in baseball, you have to have, guys that can go out there that are going to produce. A lot of guys coming off of career years too. I mean, it's hard to do that back to back. And so the pressure, I think, on Kaggs is going to be extreme again. And that's not fair to that kid. It would be better to bring him up. And I know the world isn't perfect, but it would be better to bring him up and then have Harrison Bader in that lineup for him. Give another veteran bat in that lineup to take pressure off of Jack Caglione, because I do believe we're going to have a lot of pressure as fans on that kid watching every at bat. I would not want that for him. I did not want that last year. Look what happened. He came up and stunk up the joint. I don't want that to happen to him. I want him to be up here at the big league level where I know he's going to have success. And right now, there's just not enough around him in that lineup for me to say, yeah, he can just kind of blend in. He's going to have to be counted on as a star, and that's not right for him at this point in his career.
So, okay, there's a lot to dissect here. So to go back to your Chiefs take, the thing is that we knew what Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco were going to be. We knew what their ceiling was. We knew Kareem Hunt was short yardage, and anything from the 2-yard end, he was going to get the ball. We knew that Isaiah Pacheco was on his way out. The thing is we don't necessarily know what Jack Caglione is, right? So if you were to give Caglione some sort of thing, he'd be your Brashard Smith. You wanted to see more of him. You got to see a lot of him last year, not enough in order for me to give you the evidence of what he will be. Like,
he's Xavier Worthy.
Could be.
That's what it is.
Could be, but now he's got to hit, he's got to perform. Like, he's been in the league 2 years. Kaggs has had like 170 at-bats. Mm-hmm. So for the people that want to say he's a bust, lazy take, enjoy it, have fun with it. If he is, I'll eat crow. We'll do that. If he's not, you all can come in studio and say you're sorry to my face. The other thing that the problem with Cags, and there's a lot to go into what you guys just had, like Vrabel and Ben Johnson are ruining it for a franchise to think that any coach can come in and in 1 year can turn it all around and get you to the playoffs and get you back to the where you want to be in the promised land of football, is like saying that Cags should do exactly what Nick Kurtz did last year. Kurtz was selected 5th. Cags was selected 6th. Kurtz was the rookie of the year, hit bombs, did all that. Do we know that he's going to be able to continue to do that? It was awesome to see in year 1. Guess what? Now there's video out on him. Just like there's video out that Cags sees what pitchers are trying to do. And one thing that we saw with Cags last year, what we were told from the experts and the nerds, was that he has a hard time laying off of low and away junk. And he did, and he struck out a lot. And one thing we were also told about Cags is that he had unbelievable power and pop. And we saw that. We all saw the home run in center field. We saw the 2. One was in his eyes in Arlington or Texas, wherever they play these days now. But it's there, and the sample size isn't quite enough to get me the feel of worrisome. Now, if he were to came up yet last year in April and had that entire year last year, then I would have a lot of concern. But last year, he was a guy that was like, hey, come save us. All this sexy appeal of power and strength and that we've seen in the minor leagues constantly, bring it to the big leagues. I get it. You want to see instant satisfaction, and when you don't, you're able to go to the lazy side of it and say, it's never going to work out. Been a Royals fan my whole life, not going to work out. Well, a lot of people probably thought that about Michael Garcia 2 years ago, and then he won a Gold Glove and was probably, outside of Bobby Witt Jr., not probably was, your best player on your team, and he didn't even start opening day at third base last year. So let's pump that down a little bit. The other thing I will say is that where this team can be fine by not adding anything is that they went to the playoffs 2 years ago with this roster, and they missed the playoffs by the last 2 weeks of the season with this roster. It's not like this team went 65 and 100 or whatever the numbers would be. They missed on a season that was disappointing nonetheless. Not going to deny that at all. But they missed barely. And it was because of things that started off early. Fix those miscues, have better instructors telling people what to do while hitting, can do that as well. And if, in fact, the new age of baseball is drafting kids and bringing them up into the pros right out of college, then you have to think that that's what the Royals did with Cags. They drafted him 6th. He played. There were 15 kids that got drafted in the top 25 last year, made their debut last year. So that is the new wave of baseball. And hopefully it hits. That's the way all things go in sports. If you're the 6th overall pick, you're always going to have hope and praise and expectations. And if you fail, you're like everybody else that's done it before in other sports. It does set you back. So yes, there is a lot of hope for Cags. But for people that think that Carter Jensen's just going to be this automatic stud because of what he did in such a time period, I find it kind of atrocious that you're just going to take that sample and think that he's figured out and that he's going to move forward and he's going to be a superstar. But Cags with, a little bit more time and failure, you just think he's automatically a bust.
Well, you can't say Cags is going to be a superstar or Jensen's going to be a superstar and Cags is going to be a bust. You just can't do that.
But that's where we're at with these two in the fan base.
It seems like that, and obviously Jensen's the local kid. So there's, but you mentioned playoffs and then missed the playoffs. They haven't made their roster better though. So why do I think that they're going to be even closer to the playoffs or getting back to the playoffs next year when everybody's a year older? The roster didn't get better in this offseason. And Mac, to your point too, the changing the hitting coach, it's like bringing in Eric Bieniemy. I mean, okay, we're going to get better because we're going to change a voice or something like that. So I just think you went playoffs, missed playoffs. Roster's been the same, 2 years older now from when you made the playoffs. You haven't upgraded your roster. You're relying on 2 young guys who haven't done it really at the big league level to be your big offseason kind of catalysts and whatnot. I just think that is a plan going into the season that is destined to fail. You still have to have guys that have played the game before that know what they're doing in the outfield to usher these young kids along. I just don't think it's and I hate to use the term fair because nothing's fair. I just don't think it's the right thing to do to say, all right, we're going into the season and just hype these 2 kids up the entire offseason long and say, all right, guys, go out there and get them, because the fan base is going to hear this, right? Perception is everything. And all offseason we've heard no offseason signings, no roster moving whatsoever. But they got Kaggs and they've got Carter Jensen. Kaggs and Carter Jensen have been that constant. So fans are going to go in thinking they're going to be the guys. And then if the first couple of weeks don't go well, fans are going to be pissed. We know how it works. And so I think right now for where this team is, they still need to go out and get a veteran outfielder, at least one more, before the start of this season.
And this promotional push isn't anything strange to the Royals. They did it with Gordo and Butler. They did it with Haas and Moose. And now they're doing it with Kaggs and Jensen. And the previous two that were mentioned worked. It's just, I don't know. Instant results are what sells, and hopefully we see that. I mean, opening day Kaggs, it's a 3-run walk-off home run.
Everybody's happy.
We're not having this conversation, but that'll be in Atlanta on a Friday night?
I think a Friday night, yeah. During the NCAA tournament.
We'll dive more into the Royals later as opening day is.
The Final Four weekender, I think, right?
That's right. Yeah. Confidence level yesterday of what you heard from Andy Reid. Plus, we'll get into one word with
Mac.
Here at 96.5 The Fan, you're over Kansas City Sports.
Mac's awesome.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics want you to feel better, right? Don't we all want to feel better after a weekend of shoveling? Maybe your joints are bothering you a little bit, your back's hurting, and you're thinking to yourself, man, it's been going on for a while right now. I need to get some relief, but I want to do it without surgery, without downtime, and without putting my life on pause. Well, you can do that with QC Kinetics. They deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas causing you pain, all those achy knees and hips, shoulders, your back, wherever it hurts. Instead of facing an invasive operation that sidelines you for months, these treatments happen right in the office and you go about your day. Simple procedures that can deliver big life-changing results. And then you get to skip 3 to 6 months of recovery and the pain and all of that invasive surgery. Game-changing regenerative treatment from QC Kinetics is what you want. So call them now and get that free consultation on the books. It's so easy to make the phone call. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line and in Gladstone, it's QC Kinetics.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
there's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
I love spending time outside at our house, but I noticed some paint was starting to peel. So I called CertaPro Painters to give us a fresh touch-up. We use CertaPro Painters inside and out at our place, and you should do the same. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me!
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker.
Yes.
Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
Oh! There's never been anything like this. Let's go.
UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Well, it's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one final kickoff, your final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is the 60th Super Bowl, and FanDuel is making sure that you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, maybe you're riding with the underdog, or you're building that last same-game parlay. So whether you're betting the spread, who's going to win MVP, or who you think's going to find the end zone, FanDuel's got you covered for this year's Super Bowl. Make it count, because after the Super Bowl, it's done. Finito. So it's your last call for football this season on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. And visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook and the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued, non-withdrawal bonus. Bank Star 7 Street. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Northland 29 northbound, a little slow approaching the 169 highway interchange with an earlier accident in the clearing stages. Heading 435 westbound, things a little sluggish from Holmes to the state line. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan traffic.
Hey, college basketball, big stage tonight. Two of the big stars played last night. Cameron Boozer, 19 and 10. AJ DeBonza, I believe, at 24 and 5.
Rough shooting night for him, but he still fought through it.
It was the headband.
I think he was 6 for 24, 1 for 8 from the arc.
That's not a good night.
That's not a good night.
No, but he did will his team back to almost beat the #1 team in the country. As it was #1 versus number 13 in that game.
I wish I wouldn't have turned it off.
Yeah, dude, it was good. Definitely what I call appointment bed television. You know, you arch the pillows up, put the hands on the chest, and sit there and just twiddle your fingers and watch. And then, you normally don't make it.
I mean, 5 minutes and you're done, man. As soon as you get to the bed, it's like it's warm.
Just
it's
don't
nice.
don't turn the fan on. That's like I'm
forget
out
about it. I'm ready to go to bed right now. Like I'm just picturing how nice and warm it is.
It's quicker than NyQuil. Tonight, rivalry game, Indiana-Purdue at 8.
It's a big one.
That'll be on ESPN. Before that game at 6 o'clock, how about this? Nebraska at Michigan. Woo. This is 90s football, Daddy.
I was going to say, is this football, right?
This is number 5 Nebraska going to Michigan, who is ranked number 3. Ben Stevens on Twitter says, tomorrow night in Ann Arbor is a top 5 tilt. For Nebraska program history, it is the first ever top 5 game, the second top 10 game ever, its first top 10 game since 1966, 12th top 25 game ever, 3rd this season out of 12.
Dang.
So tonight, Nebraska, Michigan, 6 o'clock.
And you tell me NIL doesn't work, right? I mean, look at all that stuff that you just said about Nebraska. Without the NIL and without the situation that we're in right now, Nebraska never becomes a good program. Indiana never becomes a good program. Vanderbilt never becomes a good program. Like all of these schools now that we're talking about that are getting these opportunities, it's outstanding. It creates so many more opportunities for the players. I love the fact that we're getting, randos like Nebraska. Yes, in basketball, they are a rando. And for most of the people that are alive today, they're a rando in football too. But I think when you look at, Nebraska ball, as they used to call it back in the days of Danny Nee, it's cool. I like the new teams that are, popping up and doing all that kind of stuff. It's fun for the fan bases, and especially a fan base like Nebraska, who, if they were playing Tiddlywinks, they'd have 16,000 people watching that up there, because that's That's how good those Nebraska fans are. The Chiefs have come down to two designers for their new stadium. One firm did the Raiders Allegiant Stadium and the Titans' new stadium. The other firm did the Sphere in Las Vegas and the Bills Highmark Stadium.
Okay,
so
well, let's go with that one.
Which one do you want? The Bills Stadium and the Sphere, or do you want Allegiant Stadium and the Titans' new stadium?
Are the people that are doing the Titans Stadium going to do the Kansas City Stadium like the Builders?
No, that's one of the firms that they're in talks with.
Yeah, because they're way ahead of schedule on that Titans Stadium.
They are?
I just saw a video the other day. It says this is the overlook of the new Titans Stadium that is like, I want to say like a year ahead of like schedule.
That's crazy. A year ahead of schedule.
It's something aggressive where it's like, it's more than just like, well, they're a month ahead of schedule. Like, it's not like some lame duck thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're way ahead. And
That's
like, they did
good.
an aerial shot of them. So like, hey man, Allegiant Stadium's awesome. Like, I don't know if you guys
have
ever
you been there?
I have been by it. I have not been in it.
Yeah.
But it is insane.
Josh loves it when he goes there. He goes, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
We drove by it on the highway, and it's just like, you know how big the Superdome was when we were driving into New Orleans that day, and you're like, wow, twice that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, it's like the
freshly
Astrodome
done.
next to NRG Stadium. Used to
Yeah.
think the Astrodome was big, and that could fit right inside.
Yeah,
you know?
it looks. I mean, it definitely does look like the Death Star. I mean, it is Raider black. It has like the windows on the side. You pass on your way to the airport. You see it when you fly out of Las Vegas. It's a sexy stadium.
It is. No, it is a sexy stadium. But the Sphere too. That would be kind of cool. So the Chiefs are down to two designers. So that's kind of cool that they're going to be doing that. And what do we think happens first? The Chiefs play in Kansas and open their stadium, or the Royals decide on a site?
I would hope the Royals.
Because I've heard Kansas has basically told the Royals to kick sand, and they're done.
I can't blame them.
I can't either. They thought they had a deal in September with the Royals. And here we are in almost February, and we're trying to take money from a parks department or whatever's going on downtown with that nonsense. Try to wedge a stadium into where the voters 2 years ago literally said no.
Exactly. That's time's passed. We did this.
The voters said no 2 years ago. The Royals like, well, I think we're going to go back here, and we're going to use port money or whatever they're going to do it. Meanwhile, Kansas is like, all right, we're out of this. Get bent. We're done negotiating with you. So now they're negotiating against themselves, I guess. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
What a bleep show.
Yeah, it really has been. That's why I say the Chiefs now, they got their land. It's been over a month, a month and 5 days since the Chiefs announced they got their designer ready to go. They've got like all this stuff, and the Royals are still going, who wants us? And Kansas is like, you had a deal in September, man. What's going on here?
We could have done before.
We absolutely. Everybody thought that was going to be. And when I was up in Topeka that day, everybody in Topeka was like, we'll see you in 2 weeks when we announce this Royals thing. It was unbelievable.
Yep.
Chiefs just continue to move forward, and the Royals are like, who wants us? And Kansas is like, I think we're done here.
Eric Bieniemy talked a lot about yesterday in Andy Reid's Zoom press conference yesterday. This is what he said about staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I think we do a good job with that. We try to give you a little different flavor every year and stay ahead of things. I think we've got to do a better job all the way around and every area. I think that's important. And so you go through and you hammer this thing out. You take every offensive play, every defensive play, every special teams play. You go through it. You make sure that you've got guys that are aware of the league and how things go there, different trends offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And you use all the technology that's out there. There's no reason to be stagnant. You've got too many different options. You shouldn't have to bring in the latest, greatest here and there and all that. That's not. You've got all that right at a fingertip for you if you want to go that route.
So two things. One, can you save that audio so when we get to the regular season and we bring this up and things get heated and they're not going well, remember what Andy Reid said on January 26th, 2026. We don't want to get stagnant. We don't want to fall behind. We want to be innovative. We want new things. Then prove it. Because the last 3 years offensively, you have been stagnant. You have been stale. You have fallen behind what is now different in football. We're seeing the effectiveness of running a two-back system. Quarterbacks like to run under center. The RPO was cute. It's not as cute anymore. It works. It does work. Just it doesn't work when you do the same thing every single play. When you just do the PO and not the RPO and you're just doing pass option, it's not working. That is stagnant. That is the definition of stagnant. this offense not being able to be whatever it may be. And maybe that's part of the Eric Bieniemy bring in, is to bring somebody in here that can, light some fires and kick some tires and get this thing moving back to the way it was, bring in an old regime, try to make it new. I don't know. But one thing that I heard in that whole thing was that, we're going to try different flavors. There's always those cute little words, tickle your tonsils, flavors, all this sort of stuff. Enough. Just go do it. I'm past the point of rescue, right? Of as Hal Ketchum once sang in the 90s. I just want to see it. And I want to believe, I do believe it. I believe they want to stay ahead of the curve. I believe they want to use Patrick Mahomes, but you can't be stagnant anymore because your quarterback's coming off a surgery that he's never had before in his life. You're losing both of your running backs. You're bringing a new offensive coordinator. You're on year 3 and year 4 of your wide receivers that you drafted that you thought would be this way. All of that is stagnant.
Can I ask you this? Like, we talked about the Royals earlier, right? And Mac made the comparison to the Chiefs, which I thought was pretty good. But I feel like you're like saying have faith in Cags, who hasn't done it, but yet down on Andy, who has done it before. And so, like, if I'm giving the benefit of the doubt in this situation, I am going to give the benefit of the doubt to the Chiefs over the Royals because Andy Reid has proven they can do it. They do reinvent themselves. I mean, we forget this is the first time our offseason started in January for a lot of us, right? A lot of us, for the first time, it started in January. And usually when the season ends, it's after the Super Bowl and they immediately make moves and changes because, well, the offseason is started. We've had an entire month, basically, of having an offseason that hasn't even started yet. And we're all, like, to the point of, like, oh, my God, are the Chiefs going to be able to get back? We haven't seen any moves that we can make or that they have made yet, and we have to wait for those moves to happen. I do have that faith that the Chiefs will add because they have shown us that they will do that. Andy Reid has changed. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this offensive coordinator situation, obviously. I would have liked Mike McDaniel or somebody from outside the organization to kind of bring those new ideas. But I think for me, a lot of it is going to depend upon what they do on the roster standpoint. If they run the roster back and they don't make a huge splash at running back or defensive line, oh, yeah, then we're going to have those same types of conversations. But I think we're all, myself included, using our jump to conclusions, Matt, that the offseason is over when the offseason hasn't even started yet, for this organization from a player standpoint. So if you're like weighing who I have more confidence in, I will absolutely take Andy Reid and the Chiefs over the Royals and running it back with Cags than I will with the Chiefs running it back. Even if they did run it back with these guys, I'd be like, they still got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes doing their thing out there, and they're the two best in the game at what they do. So I look at this, I'm like, I got to give Andy Reid and this organization the benefit of the doubt till I see the roster, just kind of like we did with the Royals. And I even said with the Royals, we got to the 15th when pitchers and catchers report to kind of see where this roster is right now. Neither roster's great at this point in time. Both teams need to do more with their rosters.
Yep. Where I've only seen 210 at-bats of Caglione, I've seen, I think I'm comfortable to say 3 years of a stagnant offense.
Yep.
So I think the comparisons are kind of different, but like to put more pressure on Andy, it's like, yeah, I trust you. You had this great offensive mind for the whole entire career of your thing, but the last 3 years of, like, if this was 1 year of, like, the offense being, like, off and not clicking, I'd be like, I'm not worried about it. It's just a down year, right? It's just a bad round of golf. But it's been 3 years now where, like, the offense hasn't really developed in that route. Now, again, they revamped coordinators, they revamped all that sort of stuff. But, I mean, 210 at-bats versus 3 years of stagnant offense kind of leans towards me to put a little bit more pressure on Andy. Do you know how to get ahead of the curve? Because you've shown me before. I don't not have faith in it, but I've only seen 210 at-bats from a player where I've seen 3 full seasons of an offense that just kind of basically was like, all right, defense only going to allow 17. We really only need to score 20, and that's fine. And so I think that's where my comparison lies when it comes to those two things. But now it is time for
Mac.
One word.
One word.
First name is blank, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No. Ah!
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of 3, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3. Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin.
I also think the Chiefs changed a lot of their roster and what they were going on. They had the defensive guys. They made it a defensive-first team. Now they got to kind of swing back and do what they did on defense, on offense this offseason. Have that big draft like they did in 22 for defense. Have that big draft for offense and kind of get back to it. 21.8 points per game in 23, 22.6 points per game in 24, 21.3 points per game in 25. Basically the same amount of points per game. You could really just say the defense may have gotten old. Their weapons obviously got old.
What was it in 2022?
26.
I can look real fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just admit because that was the jump, right? That's the year that it changed.
Yeah,
so I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah. It was in 2022. The Chiefs' offense was the gold standard. They were number one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had Patrick Mahomes, MVP, Travis Kelce, career best year. Without a clear, this is according to AI. Without a clear number one receiver, Mahomes utilized a rotation of Juju, MVS, Kadarius Toney. I mean,
it was awesome. And that was because of Andy Reid, and that's why it's like, wait, so what's happened? We can talk more about this. We can also talk more about Ryan Clark because Stephen A. thinks, maybe he should be getting looks at a head coach.
I'm very upset going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers because I want to stay for the record, and I'm not joking about this. I'm dead serious. I believe that Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for the job. I mean it.
He's dead serious.
First off, they didn't even know who the defensive coordinator was for the New England Patriots, who hadn't even coached all year, and they're both like nodding their head like, yes, Stephen A., yes. Oh, I can relate.
Oh, I know. Like, that guy is battling an illness.
Surgery, and he didn't coach. It's like,
and he's still doubling down on Twitter like, I knew this, but he's still part of the game plan.
No,
I want to rate his pass.
Yeah. I mean, look, just because Jeff Saturday had a hot minute doesn't mean everybody on ESPN can be an NFL coach. They all want to do it, though.
Ryan Clark.
They really do. They all want to.
Yeah, you're using it kind of as a springboard, it seems like, to get their opinions out there, and people watch TV and go, oh, okay, that guy's smart. Let's hire him as our coach. Ryan Clark, I mean, I would maybe have considered him 5 years ago. That guy's gotten so downhill.
I'm very upset going back to the Pittsburgh Steelers because I want to stay for the record, and I'm not joking about this. I'm dead serious. I believe that Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for the job.
Him and Jamel Hill.
I couldn't have kept it together on the set.
I mean, it's just so funny.
I couldn't have kept
so ridiculous. Ridiculous is the word. Ridiculous.
Yeah, pass.
Oh, I'm not joking. Joke. That is joke. Oh, man, that's good. This is also kind of a joke from our boy PFT Florio. Everybody hates the idea of neutral site conference championship games until the fourth quarter of Pats Broncos, which was unplayable. One word on neutral sites for conference championship games.
Perfect. We take everything, and try to make it stale this day and age, You got the Super Bowl at the neutral site, the Final Fours at neutral sites, all this kind of stuff. Let the fans have this. And because we had one instance of snow that may have ruined a game with two marginal at best quarterbacks, everybody's losing their mind. Oh, my God, the snow. We've got to have neutral site games. No, we don't. We had one game where it snowed in the final quarter and a half, and just because the Denver Broncos were too stupid to prepare for it doesn't have an impact on what we should do for conference championship games. Some of our best sports memories are at Arrowhead for AFC championship game stories. Don't take that away from the fans.
Yeah, it's just lazy is my one word.
Yeah, that's true, too.
First off, then you're playing the entire season for nothing. Right? You want to win your division, but then you want to win the 1 seed because you want home field throughout.
Yep.
First off, you know why they play the Final Four in a location that's neutral? Because they've earned it to get there. You know why the Super Bowl's where it's at? Because you've earned it to get there. That's why. You don't just have... Now, I understand that weather makes people cranky. Like Colin Cowherd says, I didn't like it, made it enjoyable. I'm like, no, you're just older and you want all this paradise. You think that when you talk about football and football weather, the first thing you think of is like the most catastrophic stuff you can think of to see how these guys can do it. Because Cowherd's take was, you're taking all the talent of the players that I want to see show that, and taking it away because of snow, wind, and visibility.
Yeah, but you know what? We do that in the regular season, too, and I don't want to hear playoffs versus regular season because one regular season miscue could affect your whole season. I mean, the Chiefs never recovered from that interception in Jacksonville. We see it every year, so...
I was locked in once I started seeing that snow get more and more aggressive.
Awesome. Yeah, now, was the play great? No, it wasn't a great game for the final quarter and a half. It stunk from a playing standpoint, but it was still fun to watch.
And I think it's also... the prisoner of the moment sort of thing, right? We saw Denver and New England. We knew ahead of time it was Jarrett Stidham versus Drake May. We've seen Drake May's playoff numbers. They're not good. We knew that there was going to be possibility of bad weather later on in the game. It happened. And then what do we get? We got a Hall of Fame quarterback in Matthew Stafford and a guy playing his ass off in Sam Darnold throw for a combined 720-plus yards and 6 touchdowns because the weather was perfect.
That's right.
So take the situation away and tell me that if you did a poll around the entire United States, how awesome it was to watch that Denver-New England game because of the weather, I think you'd be surprised at the results of the success of people enjoying it.
Yeah, the game aesthetically in the last, guys were slipping all over the place, and I thought it was either Roma or Nance that made a good point. They go, this is actually harder for the defense now because they can't over-pursue, they can't run, their feet start to go, and the offense can just cut back, and they know where they're going. The defense is on skates. So from that standpoint, I understand it. But again, that's part of the game. I mean, this is what happens. This is why you have to be prepared and have to know what to do. I mean, my God, I hate to sound like an old guy, but in 1934, the Giants were playing the Bears, and it turned out to be like this ice bowl. Well, at halftime of that game, the Giants equipment guy was also the equipment guy for the basketball team at Fordham, ran down to Fordham, stole the basketball shoes from Fordham University, brought them back. At halftime, the Giants changed their shoes, and they ran all over the Bears because they had the right shoes on for that surface.
Wow.
That was 1934. If they could figure that out back then, 100 years later, Sean Payton should have had that thing figured out.
They should have never played the ice bowl.
It's the sneaker game. Look it up, and it'll explain to you. 100 years ago this happened. This has been going on since this league was founded. And now because one day you're sitting on your couch, you're like, oh, we should move these championship games. No, they should never, ever, ever. Remember the hell that happened here during COVID when they talked about moving the AFC and NFC championship games and how pissed off people were? The NFL can't afford to continue to tick their fans off and nickel and dime their fans and all this kind of stuff. Leave the games where they are, man. It's for the fans.
Two more here before we get out. One word, Shedeur Sanders is going to the Pro Bowl after, I don't know who dropped out. Someone dropped out, and he was elevated up. Not Trevor Lawrence, who is third in MVP voting. One word on Shedeur Sanders.
Business. This is a business decision. They could have taken anybody for the Pro Bowl. They took a guy who they know would create buzz. People don't watch the Pro Bowl. It's like the episode of your favorite TV series that just doesn't fit. You wonder why this is going on. It's business. People are talking about the Pro Bowl. People will tune into the Pro Bowl. That guy's a lightning rod. It's great for business. That's why the NFL is doing it. You got to start looking from a business standpoint, not a can he play standpoint.
Business.
I think it's just dead. I think the Pro Bowl's dead.
Well, it's not even the game anymore, is it? It's like Pro Bowl games or something they call it, where they throw footballs at hoops.
I wish they would do that, actually.
I don't need to see a three-legged race on a Tuesday. I'm
good.
good.
Or flag football, or dodgeball, or capture the flag.
Right, that's what it is, though, right?
Pretty much,
Where the quarterbacks were just hauling the pigskin, throwing the Duke at a target, 85 yards with a little bit of cocaine on the tip of the ball, hitting the circled target, and then seeing how far they could actually just chuck it down the field. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see big guys run. I want to see big guys do fun stuff.
Take those Madden skill games and put them into the Pro Bowl, and then put it back in Honolulu, Hawaii, and play it the weekend after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And let Derek Johnson go out there and destroy Jamal Charles.
That did happen. Coming up on the other side, as we get done there with one word, we talk about what Anthony Bourdain said is the greatest advice to cure a hangover. That is my most missed man, I think, on this earth is Anthony Bourdain. We'll see what he had to say about how to cure a hangover on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory, and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Seid Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Rob Seid Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it. by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you start it with Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Miles.
And this is Grant.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic.
Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day.
The hash browns are great, and I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A Chicken Biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Make Gates Barbecue your go-to for the Big Game Watch Party. Whether you're the host or a guest, the Big Game Watch Party won't be complete without Gates Barbecue sauce and seasonings. Gates seasonings go great on popcorn as a fun topping for dips or sprinkle on chips for that extra flavor pop. Nothing says the big game like a Gates party tray. Stop by any of their 5 locations and pick one up. You'll be the hit of the party. Spice up your Big Game Watch Party with Gates Barbecue. We still do it the old-fashioned way.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
North KC, 169 highway southbound gets heavy by the airport exit, crawls all the way on to 35 southbound towards 670 with an accident past 670. East side, 435 southbound, very heavy. You're hitting delays past Front Street, and it stays slowed down to Truman. I think you got a lane blocked in through there. 470 southbound, also quite heavy from 40 highway, just crawling down towards Woods Chapel with an accident. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Best jingle we play. Kind of reminds me of like almost like a mid 2000s like pop song.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Alternative punk, punk song.
Yeah, like something that would have been on American Pie 2.
Yeah,
you know, kind of. Yeah.
Go get her, Jim. Man, Jason Biggs. Great movies.
Is he acting anymore? I haven't seen him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Some of those guys do just get typecast, though, you know?
So he had an addiction problem. Jason Biggs.
Oh, dang. Really?
Yeah, he talked about it. I think he's clean
recovered?
now.
Okay.
Yeah, he talked about his story. He's like, I knew I had an addiction problem when it was like either a birthday or something for either a friend or a family member, and he was doing cocaine in the bathroom. And he was like, all right, I need to throw this away, get my life together. He threw it away in the trash can outside. And then he's like, then I found myself like an hour later going back to the trash can and find it, do it again, and be like, all right, this is it, throw it away. And then he did it again, and he was like, all right, I got a problem, I got to check myself into it. So,
man,
I think he got there. So,
that sucks.
Yeah, but those movies, man, whew, those were awesome. Speaking of awesome, I've always I don't know if I've made this pretty evidently clear. Anthony Bourdain, loved him. Parts Unknown was one of my favorite shows I've ever seen in my life. In fact, in my Twitter bio, "Enjoy the ride" is his quote that he has at the end of like one of these long things that he always says. I think the Bourdain mentality was like, when you go out, go to the hole-in-the-wall restaurant, ask the server what his name or her name is, what's the soup of the day, get a drink, sit down, check the room out, get something different from the menu that you'd never ordered before, enjoy your time, the ambiance, everything, and then the very instant in life, just enjoy the ride. Bourdain obviously took his own life in a hotel and did a lot of good for the culinary world. Obviously, I've got his book that sits right next to my bed. I think it's Kitchen Nightmares is the name of the book. Great story. Gives you a lot of insight of what the kitchen's like, what restaurants are like. But somebody asked him on the streets, I don't know where they were at, they asked him, what's the best way to cure a hangover?
Future therapies are compounded. It have not been
not it.
That is not it. No, that is Heartland.
Any recommendations for the winners to cure a hangover tomorrow? Like athletes, like what kind of food they should be eating?
Aspirin, cold Coca-Cola, smoke a joint, eat some spicy Szechuan food. Works every time.
So there it is. Ice cold Coca-Cola, couple aspirin, smoke a joint, and some
Spicy
Szechuan
food.
spicy food, basically.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies, who's also a truther of Bourdain, whenever he's having a struggling day, after like a weekend night, if we have like a poker game that goes till 1 a.m, he will go to Thai Spice every time, and he'll get a Coke, and he'll probably smoke a joint. And I ask him, why he does that. It's the Bourdain thing. So I said that to you guys yesterday because this had resurfaced in my algorithm. And I was like, what is the best way that people tend to cure their hangovers or, a struggling next day?
Yeah, because everybody has their cure, their can't miss cure for their hangover, right? Or preventative cure, so you don't wake up with that hangover in the next morning. And that's where I am. I do the preventative the night before, and it's a couple of aspirin, ibuprofen, whatever it is that your medicine of choice is, and a big glass of water, and I go to bed, and I wake up 9 times out of 10 feeling pretty good, the next morning and
So
doing
you
okay.
prep yourself the night before.
I do, yeah, because I don't want to deal with the hangover all day long because it's a miserable existence, as everybody knows. And so that's what I've always done. It works. I mean, we do our baseball trip every year, and invariably one of us gets to the point of no return, and it's Pedialyte the next day or, something of that nature. But to me, it's always about the preventative. I feel like if I prevent it the night before, I'm way ahead of it, and it doesn't hit as hard the next morning.
Yeah, water. Not you're not going to do one water for each drink, right? You're not going to. That's ideal, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, I'd say water. Eat before you go to bed.
What is that noise?
This is the. I didn't know it was going to be this. This is supposed to cure your hangover on YouTube.
Sounds like it makes it worse.
What?
This is like that white noise type stuff that supposed to turn your mind away from
I don't know that this works to cure a hangover.
I feel like I'm trying to fall asleep in the back of a car and hearing the car next to you on the highway.
I don't know what that was. It was just it's like something was running, like the refrigerator.
It literally says, "Do not listen to this while driving or operating heavy machines." So I won't play it for those driving.
You'll fall asleep.
Yeah, you'll fall. So that's supposed. What is? Give me the reasoning on why that is supposed to cure a hangover.
Get rid of this hangover with these binaural beats. Listen for at least 30 minutes for effective and fast results.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to have your brain focus on that than the pain of what you're feeling. It's one of those distractive.
I understand that, but that doesn't make the hangover go away. I mean,
why does the rainforest make people fall asleep? I think everybody's different.
Yeah.
I think that might just not work for you.
Well, I'm just saying, you've been hungover. We've all been there. Does listening to that get the booze out of your system where you're not puking? No.
I'm not trying to Maloney flex here, but I've only had one hangover in my entire life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know what it is. I think there is a percentage of people out there that just don't get them. I think I've seen it on Uber Facts. It's 10% of people. I've had one, and the only one I had is 21, and my buddies and I thought it'd be fun to try gut rot whiskeys, which is just terrible, obviously, whiskey. And we got Old Crow one night. We got a handle of Old Crow, and we just drank it on
What's the worst stuff you've ever got drunk on?
Everclear.
Everclear is, yeah. See, for me, it was one night. It was a Saturday night. I was living at 61st and Ward Parkway with my friend.
Or Smirnoff and Hawaiian Punch.
And we decided that, I was doing morning sports the next morning because I got to be on the air. So I'm going to come in at 6 a.m. and do morning sports on BZ with Mike Shannon doing the news. It was really smart, right? And so that Saturday, we're like, let's just take it easy. We got one of those Ernest and Julio Gallo wines with that little handle on it that they have on the bottom shelf for like $13, and it's like a gallon and a half.
Yeah.
Boone's Farm.
I mean, yeah, we put a dent into that. And by dent, I mean the whole thing. And the next morning, I was where we used to be at 49th and Belinder, sitting on the toilet, coming out of both ends. Oh, the Royals lost 17-2. Back to you, Mike. So wine, cheap red wine is the worst that I've ever been. You?
That's rough. Yeah, Admiral Nelson.
Oh!
Yeah.
The cherry Admiral Nelson, baby. Yeah.
Brutal. From the text line, THC is the hangover cure. Guys, I'm 44 years old. I've never had a hangover. All my friends used to say they needed to eat some grease after a night out, so we go to Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just using it as an excuse to eat loaded hash browns.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm the same way, dude. I don't get hangovers. If my friends are like, hey, you want to meet us at Neighborhood Cafe or Waffle House? Absolutely.
Yes. Sure.
I'm still going to partake in everything that you're doing to cure your hangover, minus the fact that I don't have a hangover.
Yeah, you're lucky about that you don't have the hangover.
Yeah, that's awesome. Getting liquid IV techs, those are huge.
Yeah, but you got to go
morning.
down there. Like, do you have them at home?
Well, they got those packets that help.
That's true.
A
Yeah,
lot of
those
sugar
are-
in those things, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Or, I mean, I
Fat,
think
yeah.
it's sodium. There's a lot of sodium
a lot
in
of
those
soda. Yeah,
things.
need the salt.
Have you ever gotten the Gator Lights at, like, Quick Trip or whatever?
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are really good.
Those are great.
Now, I'm sure there's a lot of sugar in those.
I'm sure there's a lot of sugar and salt in all of that, too,
Yeah.
because that's what gets you back,
Yeah, you
right?
need the salt.
Yeah. Agree with Bob. Also recommend eating something high in carbs before bed, like pizza, a sandwich.
Yes.
That's why I
Eating
was never
before bed's
hungover in
huge.
college. All those pizza shuttles, man.
Oh, yeah, you were soaking up that
I was
booze and that
300
dough.
pounds, but by God, I wasn't hungover. I love it, the fact that everybody knows the way to prevent or cure the hangover.
This says hangover cure: hot shower, a banana, and a tall cup of pineapple juice.
Okay.
Give me a reason why the banana.
Yeah.
Potassium.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my guess. Gator tail, instant hangover.
Gator tail.
What is that?
It sounds awful, whatever it is. I don't know what it is either, Mac, but he said it, and I was like, ugh.
Ew.
Have you guys ever heard of? Nah, I'm not going to say it on the air. I probably stick my foot in my mouth because I don't know what it is. I'll just keep it to myself.
Oh, dang it.
Somebody said they drink Red Stripes and tequila on their 21st birthday for my brothers in Lawrence. Ugh. Ooh.
A alligator tail, the short recipe. I don't know what the long one is. 1 part Jaeger, 1 part melon liqueur, and 1 part grenadine.
Okay, I'll ask you guys this. Do you know what a pink squirrel is?
Well,
No.
Okay, there was a guy. You ever watch Feed Phil? Phil Rosenthal.
I just can't take his voice.
I know.
I want to watch the
I know.
show.
I
I've
do
tried.
too. I'm with you.
Can't do it.
He's yeah.
I'm sure people have
with
that
you.
opinion about me, but I watched 2.5 episodes. I was like, this is every day?
Yeah,
Can't do it. Sorry, FIFA. Love the idea.
I do too.
Love the scenery. Love the food. Voice.
Yeah, it gets me. So he was like talking about his first job. He lied to become a bartender, and they said he had experience. And they said, okay, great. Here you go. Go be a bartender. He goes, the first drink that the woman asked for me was a pink squirrel. He goes, I'm looking in the book. It's nowhere to be found, and all this kind of stuff. It's some kind of it's a cocktail with heavy cream and creme de menthe and some kind of reddish almond flavor liqueur as well. As I look it up, I'm like, and they say it's popular in the American Midwest in the 1950s and 60s. I'd never heard of that drink before. So, that's why I ask if you ever drank something like a pink squirrel and maybe got hungover on something like that, because that sounds like something that would lead to a terrible hangover.
Never done the pink squirrel, but I got involved with a tailgate 2 years ago. Arrowhead parking lot, and they were just handing out pink Whitneys. Like,
oh God, that's another.
I mean,
that's high school.
You talk about heartburn. He goes, that's high school.
Nowadays it is, but
like, do you want a pink Whitney? I was like, is that like a drug? No, it's a shot.
You want a buzz ball? How many people have the buzz balls out at
Have
the
you
Arrowhead
seen the
parking
giant
lot?
ones now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
That's
yeah.
terrifying.
Oh, I've seen them.
That's
I'm in the thick of it.
What works quicker, NyQuil or a buzz ball?
Which has the worse hangover, NyQuil or a buzz ball?
Yeah, seriously.
Because NyQuil's hangovers are bad.
I can't take NyQuil.
I can't either because of that. If I do, it's a little tiny dose just to take a little bit of the edge off to try to sleep a little bit. But man, you wake up, you don't feel like you're in a fog.
Especially when you're up as early as we are.
Right. Some people say, continuing to power through it, like, from the 60, the only thing that's ever cured a hangover for me is a Bloody Mary in the morning.
No.
But I will say, like, there's been times where I don't know if I'm like hungover or just like completely just wiped out and like dehydrated, obviously.
Yeah.
And the next morning, like somebody's like, "Get ready to go golfing, start it off," and they'll throw me one, and you'll just crack it, and it's the toughest first 3 sips. But then by like 10, you're right back.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't get cured from it. You just continue it on.
Continue it.
I don't need that.
No, you're like, please take me home. I want a nice meal. I don't want my bed and a fan.
I just want to go to bed.
That is the ultimate cure of exhaustion from a trip. It's like I just want my pillow, my fan, my dog, my bed, my TV, the smell of my house.
Smash.
And a quarter pounder with cheese, no onion, large fry, and a side of Sprite. Coming up on the other side, we get to Bob's Bonehead of the Week here on 96.5 The Fan. This guy just continues to lose.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
This is Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare? Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
I'm worth a lot more.
You are worth more, and your car is worth more at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This Wednesday, January 28th, our friends at Centric are hosting a KC Tech Career Summit at Centric. It's open networking with KC area tech professionals, facility tours, breakout conversations with instructors, career services, and a live panel featuring former Centric students and local employers, plus a Q&A.
Whether you're just starting out, considering a career change, or simply interested in what the tech field offers, this summit offers you a gateway to that. Please RSVP in advance by going to Centric.com and clicking the KC Tech Summit at the top of the page.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Right by Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com. Missouri side 470 southbound, very heavy. You're hitting delays at 40 Highway. Long slowdowns down towards Woods Chapel with an accident where you're down to 1 lane. Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. They have been in business since 2012, offering residential service and project work, light commercial and router service. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule. Alan Card, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Got a buddy from high school chiming in. Shout out to Bubby. He said McCormick's whiskey was one of the things they used to put down.
Oh,
that was a staple.
McCormick's anything in college was just
Missouri made. You thought McCormick's vodka was bad until you went to Columbia and hung out with some sorority girls that you went to high school with, and they started bringing out the Pop-Off vodka.
Oh, Pop-Off is bad, too. Yeah, Pop-Off is bad.
$4.99 a pint, dude.
Oh, yeah, that may be worse than McCormick's, yeah. If you're going the Pop-Off route, man, like you look at that lower shelf of vodkas at any store.
With the dust on it.
That's where I told you when I was in Lee Summit years ago, we were at the grocery store, and you're looking at the bottom of the thing, and they got nicotine-flavored vodka and tobacco-flavored vodka. I'm like, what in the hell?
I mean, UV was doing everything at that point.
It wasn't even UV,
really?
though. No, it was it was less than that, because that's another off-brand. Like UV, like they had the what was it, like whipped cream flavored vodka? You ever drink that? That's disgusting.
No, I've had whipped cream that's infused with booze.
Yeah,
they had it like downtown Lee Summit days. They were making like little adult cupcakes.
Hell yeah.
My buddy's like, "How good's your business? I'll buy it." And I'm like, get out of here, dude. It's like, that's brilliant.
Yeah, for a downtown Lee Summit days, but Tuesday at 2, where are you pushing these booze-fueled cupcakes? Unless you're hitting up, the school pickup lines in silver minivans in Johnson County. You could probably sell a lot.
Way to do whippets if you're doing booze, whipped cream. Golly. Not that we're advocating for this. Please be responsible. Somebody says Mad Dog 2020, bro.
Oh, terrible.
Red Dog and Zima were in my fridge when I was a kid. Never understood.
What age are you, Red Dog and Zima? Because that's my era right there.
That's what I just brought up. Yeah. That's like what my parents have in their fridge. I'm like, because I always just
that you had Red Dog.
My
and
parents
Zima.
did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Red Dog, and then also Hot Damn.
Hot Damn was all
the original Fireball.
Were your parents in my fraternity in college? Because that was like our entire thing was Red Dog. Because everybody had Red Dog beer. That lasted for like 5 minutes, right? Like Red Dog was not around a very long time. Hot Damn was definitely. We had this guy named Nolan who worked at Hen House and got blitzed on Hot Damn one night. It was hysterical. We used to show up to the store that he worked at in Lawrence, and my friend Paul would push me around the aisles in the cart at midnight. We had fun.
Yeah, you had Hot Damn during the Schottenheimer era, Fireball during the Andy Reid era.
Yeah, that's exactly
and
right.
It's used the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like the way Fireball is used, hey, man, here's a little thing. The Hot Damn bottle just came right around the corner. You're like, all right. It's cold outside. Cinnamon oil?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Hot Damn was just bad. But Fireball, I think Fireball is better than Hot Damn. I do. I think it's
right now.
No, you don't.
I mean, if you can find
You're way
it.
too old for Hot. Oh, you can find a bottom shelf of the liquor. I guarantee you they got
Maybe
it.
that should be our smash or pass on Thursday. We'll do a little shooter of Hot Damn.
Hello, America.
Yeah. No, you don't need to.
Exactly. I do not need that.
No, how old are you?
27.
Yeah, way past the Hot Damn stage.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing
way
it.
past that stage of
Oh,
life.
my God. Somebody said Steel Reserve. That's tough.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's in the top of Quick Trip, which is the opposite of the high.
Yes.
So if it's way up top, stay away.
Does Quick Trip still sell that camo beer?
What do you mean? Like the
called
Busch Light?
Camo.
Oh, it's called Camo?
Camo. And it was like in a 40-ounce can. I worked with a guy who used to drink. I'll tell you off the air who that was, Dusty. You'll be stunned.
To drink Camo beer?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my buddy, as soon as we got done with our shift at Jack Stack, he would go to his car and he had a Steel Reserve ready to go and would crush it like it was Hank Hill.
I'll tell you what, Bobby.
His name was Bobby.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
That works.
Shout out Bob's. Yeah, dude is just like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like,
What level do you get to where it's like, you know what? I got to go with the Hot Damn tonight. Or the Steel Reserve. Or like, I don't need to be drunk that bad.
That's a point that I don't want to get to.
Yeah.
Try Catch Fire. Way better than Fireball.
Catch Fire?
Catch Fire.
All right.
Catch Fire.
Cool.
It's like Crossfire, the old game back in the 90s. Catch Fire. When you don't want to drink and your friends at the tailgate do, catch fire. Who's catching fire this week for Bob's Bonehead of the Week?
Well,
Bob's Boneheads.
You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. There's two people that kind of come together for me for the Boneheads of the Week this week, and it all starts with Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos and his decision with snow looming to not kick a field goal and go up 10 points in that game and have a 2-score lead early on in the game when it was still manageable. It would also be the last time that that offense would reach, that deep into the territory for the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots. And so the Bonehead of the Week goes to Sean Payton for not having a proper plan in place, not understanding what the weather's going to be, and going for it on fourth down, which brings me to point 2 of my bonehead this week. You guys know how I feel about the nerds of the world, right? And it's not something that I care for. I don't think nerds belong in sports. And Stink, Mark Schlereth, who him and I have gone back and forth over the years about, kind of see eye to eye on this. And he was ranting yesterday about how the nerds in sports made Sean Payton go for it there on fourth down. Fact of the matter is the nerds actually said to kick the field goal at that point in time because you take the points in that kind of game. And so Stink went on this rant on X yesterday about the nerds and whatnot and how they stink and they need to be out of the game. And he's right. However, understand that the decision by the nerds at that point in time was to kick the field goal, and he probably should have listened to them at that point in time. And so I think we're going to see a big change this offseason in the NFL, and not this offseason, but next season in the NFL, where we are going to see teams going for it on fourth down now, commonplace, and when they punt, we're going to be surprised. I think that's where the league has shifted. We had seen so much of it this year where teams are going for it on fourth down, regardless of what side of the 50 they were on. If they feel it's a manageable play, they're going for it. And I think we're only going to see more and more and more of that going into next season. So my question to you guys is, who's going to be the fourth down weapon for the Chiefs that you're going to be able to rely on when we get to that situation? Because we know this is a copycat league. A lot of teams had a lot of success going for it on fourth down and keeping their offense on the field. Now, if you're the Chiefs, you've got to be thinking about that being part of your game plan next year. Who's going to be that guy? What are going to be those plays? What are going to be those high percentage plays that you know that you can run, that you're going to convert on? That's what Eric Bieniemy needs to figure out as offensive coordinator, where our fourth down plays are. Who's going to be those guys? And what plays are our highest percentage plays that we feel the most comfortable running on fourth down? I think it's a new wrinkle into everybody's offense moving forward.
Who's the guy that's going to get it on fourth down?
Pat Mahomes. Yeah.
QB sneaks.
That'll never happen.
I mean, you can't get the knee any worse now.
That is a good point, yeah.
It does suck that they don't have that in their offense. That's a huge deal.
It's a huge thing.
It's a huge deal.
It really is. And I don't care if you bring in the backup quarterback and everybody knows you're going to do it.
Do it.
Everybody knew Josh Allen was going to do it. Everybody knew
the Ravens did it with Mark Andrews all the time. It worked.
Exactly. Everybody knew that, Buffalo was going to do it. Everybody knew that Philadelphia was going to do it.
Yep.
Like, we all know that as soon as everybody lines up like that, we know what's going to happen. It's not like you're catching, oh my God, they're going to sneak it. Like, everybody knows what's going on. So but that's a fail on Andy's part too. We've been seeing this for 3 years that teams are doing this, and he's yet to adapt and do anything like that.
That would be a great video collab of like every time they get ready to run the tush push, that you go to the guy that's like, no way, they're gonna.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we know what's happening.
Right.
Yeah. Get it done. No, that's a huge short yardage play they're missing out on. I think in a perfect world, Breece Hall is the answer because he can catch passes and he can run the football.
Mm-hmm. I think what they need to do is bring out Mike Allstott and bring back the fullback position. No, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of like the enigma of Andy Reid, right? Great offensive mind, but for some reason, the toughest part of his game is figuring out 3 yards. And I don't know what it is, right? I don't know.
Well, here's why, because every team knows you're not going to sneak. So they don't have to even factor that in. So that's taken off. You've made it easier for the opposition. So they can just go out there and play regular defense because they know you don't have to worry about a sneak. So they can only rush 4. They can drop, 7 back and do their thing, or rush 3 and drop 8 back and do their thing because they know you're not running it with Patrick Mahomes up the middle.
Because it is weird. It's like the Chuck Knobloch thing. Can't throw to second base. Can hit a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah.
Can steal second. Can flip a double play. Can't throw it to first. It's like it just doesn't register to me that the 1 yard to 3 yards is always tough to get. But yeah, again, they're going to stay ahead of the curve, and I assume they're going to try to figure that out. I don't know what that weapon is. I don't know if there's really outside of 5 teams that have that weapon.
I mean, yeah, it's so hard.
To be fair,
yeah.
I mean, there's what, 32 teams in the NFL, and there's really like 5 that have that trusted system of like the tush push, right? Everybody else has a variation of it, but they at least, like to Bob's point, at least they're running it.
Yeah.
Right? Like Josh Allen has it. Jalen Hurts has it. I really don't know any other teams that we really focus on doing their tush push. Like a lot of times you'll see like teams line up and there's like a big body dude back there. Like I've said before, put Chris Jones back there and put the backup quarterback in, whoever it is at the time, Minshew, and put Chris Jones and put, Pinnell if it had to be, and just as soon as you snap
Chris
it,
Jones would want that.
take those big dudes and just force. Because that's all they're doing. There's really no I'm sure there are designed places to go to, but as soon as they get the ball, it's just like, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you just go ahead and you just do it. Yeah. Hey, the Chiefs have sent out a press release. Their final 2 designers are Manica and Populous, both Kansas City-based firms that are going to design this stuff. The new stadium. Yeah. You look at the projects that these two, like Kansas City's the home of the architecture. We all know that for sports architecture. This has been the home for 35, 40, 50 years that, they design all the stadiums all over the world. So obviously you want 2 local facility or 2 local groups doing it. And it's really cool that we have 2 local groups designing this stadium for the Chiefs. And the project that a lot of these folks worked on have been awesome. I think people are going to be really impressed once the renderings come out and you start to get excited about it. You put the past in the past and you start to look forward to what this new stadium can be and what this new stadium is going to do for our region. It really excites me with Final Fours and Super Bowls. And, you won't have to worry about an AFC championship game being played in the snow once we get our stadium built for the next 10 years because it'll all be here and it'll all be covered and all that kind of stuff. Like, there's so much good going on with the Chiefs right now. It's awesome. And they'll get this thing back on the field and everything will be moving in the right direction.
Coming up next, I ask you, text line, you, Mac, and Bob, a would you rather plus baseball is a mess. And Harrison Bader, he's going elsewhere. Here on 913-586-7965, your home for the Kansas City Royals, 96.5 The Fan.
This is Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com because they want to buy your car, whether it is your daily driver pickup truck, SUV, minivan, supercar, or exotic. So say goodbye to dealing with all those dealerships and private sale tire kickers and get a true buy offer for your car. GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the money, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as going to GiveMeTheVin.com and entering your car's VIN number or license plate number. You'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their pickup locations or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and it's fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Hit it, boys.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call Heartland Men's Health today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED calls have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. That's heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Hey, it's Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000, or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com, and I look forward to working with you.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And Tax Slayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention Tax Slayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. Tax Slayer. File fearlessly.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues with UFC 325 live from Australia. Catch featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski in a rematch of his epic title fight against Diego Lopez, and the always dangerous Dan Hooker throws down with dynamic finisher Benoit Saint Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown. UFC fans, pay-per-view just got knocked out. Catch UFC 325 on Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus. Stream every fight live with one subscription. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
When you choose CertaPro Painters, you're not just hiring a service, you're partnering with a trusted local professional with over 70,000 five-star reviews to make your house feel like home. And that's exactly why we chose CertaPro Painting for all of our painting needs and why our friends and family have done the same. Each CertaPro painter is independently owned and operated right here in Kansas City. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painter.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
East side, 435 southbound, accident at Front Street, starting to slow things, but it was already heavy past Front Street. Stays very slow down to Truman. 470 southbound, just really slow from I-70, crawling down towards Woods Chapel with an accident where you're down to one lane. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
A lot of your guys' old school boozes are coming in. Somebody said Boone's Farm made girls feel good and made guys settle down.
I mean, the old school booze, my buddy Keith, who used to own a liquor store some 20 years ago, he goes, what about Goldschlager? Do they still have Goldschlager?
Absolutely.
They
Remember,
do?
it cuts
Okay.
your throat with the
That's what they used
flakes
to try
and
to
get you drunk faster.
Yeah, right. That's what they tried to tell you back in the day. But like, Jaeger was always up there. Goldschlager was always like third. It
Jaeger's
was
down
always
the hall.
he is. It was always like it was Hot Damn or Fireball. Then it was probably Jaeger, and then it was probably Goldschlager after that. And all three had to be cold.
So they claimed the gold
and
it would go into your bloodstream or
It'd be quicker, yes. That's what he said. Just like back in the day, Trident released new gum wrappers, and they were colored instead of like black and white. And they said, you can eat the colored ones. We're all eating these stupid wrappers. And my mother's like, you guys are idiots. I'm like, no, they told you could eat them. So everybody's eating gum with Trident wrappers on them, back in the 90s. That's weird. Mad Dog 2020, another, bad liquor that he sold. And then, pints of McCormick's for $1.99 back in the day.
McCormick's turned me into a man.
That stuff will put hair on your chest.
And your ass. McCormick's vodka. I think it's made in Missouri.
It is. It's up in Weston.
Weston, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Carrington always goes. He sips on McCormick's whiskey up in Weston.
Does he?
I don't know. He goes to Weston like 6 times a year.
No, he does not.
Yes,
does
he
he? Really?
does.
Jen and I like to go once a year up there. It's a cool little place.
Carrington is like the inaugural mayor of Weston.
Oh, I didn't realize he was a big Weston guy.
Okay.
That doesn't strike me as, Carrington's spot, if you will. But
I think that's why he goes. Nobody
knows him. Yeah,
Hey, aren't you? No,
like there's
Carrington
no
wouldn't be
Mizzou
here.
game to find up there. There's no Chiefs game to find up there. There's no Kansas fans to really troll up there.
When he's up there, he goes by Harrington.
You know what? The problem is every other town for Carrington right now is just washed, so he's need to go somewhere else.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Well, that's what Stephon Diggs said. He said everybody said I was washed. My buddy Nick says bananas are 100% the cure for a hangover.
Okay.
He said another one that people drank when we were younger, which is true, SoCo. Remember that?
Oh,
I've heard of that.
Don't ever. SoCo and lime, Southern Comfort.
Don't
As
ever.
you yawn on the mic. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
That's
do not
really
ever drink
appropriate.
SoCo, man.
Oh.
It is absolutely
Dude,
gasoline.
As soon as you said it, I got that smell. Oh, you know exactly what smell that is. I'm
artificial
like,
whiskey and lime.
Ew.
That was the drink when I was younger. It was SoCo Dr. Pepper.
Ew.
Yeah, not me, man.
The one thing I had never drank, and
Always
I
a
never
beer
will,
guy.
whiskey and Coke. Never, rum and Coke, none of that stuff has ever been, appealing to me. Because I was like you. When I was in college, it was all beer, right? Every once in a while, you'd have some vodka or whatever, and then you start to mature and, get older and your taste change and all that kind of stuff. And, but for me, it was beer, and more beer and pizza, and then more beer on top of that. I lived, brother.
So this is brutal.
Lived like you were dying.
This guy says, my buddy used to order the ashtray for people on their 21st.
Oh, God.
You ready? Bartender wipes the bar down and squeezes it into a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
No chance. We used to do the thing called like the mat shot.
Yep.
As bartenders at places I would bartend at. Because you get all the drinks prepped in the end of the night, you take the mats and you pour it into a shot glass. You'd be like,
yeah.
all right, we start the bid at $2. Anybody gonna do it for $2? Nobody do it for $2. $5. Somebody 45, 55, 55, 55, 65. Get up to like $25. Some sore guy would just go, I'll do it.
Oh,
Gone.
$25.
I'm
That's
Johnny
all it
Knoxville.
took.
Welcome to Jackass.
I mean that is disgusting. Like in college, we did shots like the Three Wisemen.
Oh, yeah.
Did that Prairie Fires. I think Prairie Fires were the worst. It was awful tequila and Tabasco.
So that's a funny story. On my 21st, so my buddy Nick, his birthday's August 6th.
I'm getting sick having this conversation.
Literally.
His
Yeah.
birthday's August 6th. My birthday's August 7th. We flew to Vegas for our 21st birthday. We came back. We obviously went to Power and Light. We were both 21. He walked in. They carded me. I walk in. They carded me like, really? This is birthday? So I bought my buddy a tequila shot because he hated tequila. So I'm like, hey, Nick, here's a tequila shot. Well, then he bought me a tequila shot, but they put Tabasco in it and put it in the microwave. Straight up.
Oh.
Richard of the Year. True
Get bent.
story.
I don't
Yeah.
know that I can go on from that one.
Dude, it was brutal.
I always like the people who hate tequila. Like,
My
yes.
stepdad said Bartle and James.
Oh, that's garbage. Oh, my God.
I don't even know
Those
what that
wine
is.
coolers.
Bartle and James.
Go look up the Bartles and James commercials. It's, oh, my God.
My mom
back in
used
the
to drink
day.
White and Zinfandel from Franzia
Yeah.
box.
Oh, that's high class.
You knew she was getting after it the next morning when you went up to get like your breakfast ready. The bag was just on the top shelf and just a little bit left. The box was gone. The bag just rested because it gravitated towards the end. Just to a little nozzle. Mom, how was last night? We're going to McDonald's. I'm getting a fish fillet and a side of mayo for my fries. That was her hangover cure.
Oh, God. I'm getting sick having this conversation. The Bartles and James wine coolers were like, that was peak 80s yuppie garbage stuff, man. Like, that was just awful.
Somebody says they did the Ray Charles shot. You take 3 ice cubes and you throw them at the wall of liquor, and whatever 3 you hit, you put them together and take that shot.
Oh, God.
I would just go tequila, tequila, tequila. Like,
Well, Ray was blind, so I'm sure you have to close your eyes and probably just throw the ice
that
up
makes
there.
sense.
Whatever you hit type of thing. But, no, it's any drink. Like, I wasn't a whiskey bourbon guy until recently, and then you start to have some, like, better stuff. You're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Like, if your experience with tequila is the bottom shelf, that's awful, then, yeah, you don't like tequila, vodka, whiskey, beer, any of that kind of stuff. But if you get some better stuff, I'm not talking top shelf stuff, but better stuff, it's actually really good. You get what you pay for with that kind of stuff.
So what would you rather do a shot of, Rumplemints or Well Tequila?
Rumplemints.
Okay. What would you rather see happen this year? Bobby Wood Jr. win the MVP or Cags hits 45 dingers?
Bobby winning the MVP.
I'm going to change your opinion. I think.
Tell me.
Bobby wins MVP. It doesn't assure that you win your division or you're a playoff team. Cags hits 45 home runs. His team's winning the AL Central.
I don't know about that.
What do you guys say all year? You need a right field bat to get power and make this lineup more presentable.
That's true.
But again,
if Cag's in that lineup hitting 45, even if Bobby doesn't win MVP, because he's still got the two gods in front of him in Ohtani and Judge, even if Bobby has a 329, 30 stolen bases, 45 doubles, MVP in 1998, not today's world, that's still damn good. Cags hits 45 home runs. Again, I'm not saying this, I'm not fanboying this, I'm just doing a would you rather because of what we've seen from activity from the text line. If Cags hits 45 home runs, this team will absolutely, without a doubt, win the AL Central.
I think if Bobby wins the MVP, they will, without a doubt, win the AL Central because that means he's been better than Aaron Judge, and he was better than, well, not Shohei because he's in the National League, so he's better than Aaron Judge.
2 years ago, he finished second.
And I think the only way that he can get the votes to be the MVP, quite honestly, unless Aaron Judge gets hurt again, or Bobby just does something that we have never, ever seen before. That's what it's going to take for him to get the MVP. And I think this team is better off if he does stuff that nobody's ever seen before and wins the MVP, because that would mean like he left Aaron Judge in his rearview mirror, or the big dumper, Cal Raleigh, in his rearview mirror, and whoever else has beaten him out over the years with votes for the MVP. I think Bobby getting the MVP means he's done something that is so spectacularly awesome that we all sit back all season long and go, oh my God, we're witnessing a season that may be better than what Mahomes ever did, if you want to compare the two sports and how awestruck we were when Mahomes was doing his thing. If Bobby wins MVP, that's the way we're going to be watching Bobby Witt Jr. this year, going, oh my God, he's doing stuff we have never, ever seen before. And if he does that, they will be in the playoffs, I think, because he's so far better, because that's where he has to be, so far better than Aaron Judge, just to get a sniff at the MVP, because it's Aaron's world and we're just kind of living in it right now.
I already know Bobby Witt's going to be elite. Kind of thinking about this, Bobby Witt's going to be, you can kind of just book him top 5 MVP. So, yeah, I'll take the Cags because I already know Bobby's one of the best players in the world, and so he's going to do that. I already know I'm getting that. What's the difference if it's, instead of, 299, it's 325 now,
Huge.
batting average? Okay, fine. Well, what if it's, you know what I'm saying, though?
Because the best year we saw Bobby Witt Jr. as an MVP candidate, they
went to the playoffs.
And they didn't win the division.
And he didn't have enough support around him.
Right. And now you have a guy that the whole season we've said, can they get an outfield bat? They get an outfield bat that can be a solid piece. It turns this lineup into a playoff lineup, could be an AL Central winning lineup.
Nobody's talking about, though, the possibilities. Yeah, Cags may be great and Jensen may be great this year, but everybody else is going to have to figure out ways to have their career year again, whether it's Salvi, whether it's Lugo, whether it's Watka, whether it's Reagans, whether it's Bubic, whether it's Cameron. Like, we had a lot of guys that had career years last year. Not everybody's going to be as good next year, this year, as they were a season ago. And we don't ever seemingly factor in that recidivism rate, right? Like, we don't factor in regression to the means. When players have career years in any sport, you cannot, and this should be a wake-up call for all general managers, you cannot go into a season going, wow, they're coming off a career year. Let's just bank on that. And so that's what the Royals are doing. I think it's misguided at this point to go in and say everybody's going to get better and everybody's going to have a career year. It doesn't work that way. And so if Bobby goes out there and has this MVP type of season and does stuff that we're not seeing, that means he's carrying this team like Patrick Mahomes has carried this team. And if he's doing that and carrying this team in a way like we've never seen before, I think that's their best way into the postseason right now, because there will be players, whether you like it or not, that will regress from where they were a season ago. It's human nature.
Bobby Witt Jr.'s best year 2 years ago, obviously in 2024, where he hit 332, had 211 hits, led the American League, or led the major leagues in hits, 45 doubles, 32 home runs, 109 RBI. That was his runner-up year. I think, did Judge end up winning that unanimously? Was that the year he did 2 years ago?
2 years ago? Well, I think he won it unanimously the last 2 years.
He's won it, but I mean, last year was like the dogfight between him and Cal Raleigh.
Yes.
So, like, we've seen that before with Bobby, but not in division. Now, again, 45 home runs for Cags. I mean, depending on what the average in RBIs are, he'd be in the running for an MVP season as well. Again, I don't think...
Be 6 in home runs last year, 45.
45 would be... Because what? In the league of baseball?
Yeah.
Because what? Judge, Ohtani, Raleigh, and then there's...
Yeah, Raleigh, Schwarber, Ohtani, Judge, and then Judge had 53, Suarez 49, and then you get to 6 with Junior Caminero from the Rays, 45.
Absolute stud. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, if they do... Can it be both? If it's both, then you're looking at probably.
Well, you're looking at a
really
100-win season, and you're looking at the number 1 seed, and all that kind of stuff. But again, these guys
know
that
that
are
I'm hard.
on the mound have to be able to go out there and come close to duplicating what they did last year. I mean, the way that Lugo ended the season and things kind of dissipated at the end from a rotational standpoint, that's pause for concern, and it should be pause for concern.
It's not really a mess when you have a guy like Bobby Witt Jr. in your roster, but baseball could be a mess.
Oh my God, this is a bad deal, and we're talking about a work stoppage at the end of the season. I think we all know that's probably going to happen.
They're putting a new cover athlete on MLB The Show.
That's the first step of the MLBPA not getting an agreement with Major League Baseball, saying, well, we don't have an agreement here. So
to your point that I know you're going to keep going on to, which I'm sorry to cut you off, but they did say the reason why is because they're going to do like a World Baseball Classic cover.
Yeah,
so it was all like rage bait.
Okay, we'll see.
That's what they say.
But this is the
Baseball
way
in a nutshell.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not like, to me, it's like everybody wants to pit the players and the owners against each other, and it really isn't that battle. The players have nothing to do with the work stoppage that is coming into Major League Baseball. I will say that. This is not a player thing. This is an owner thing. And the owners in Major League Baseball, for the most part, as a group, are a dysfunctional mess. And there's no other way to describe ownership in Major League Baseball other than a dysfunctional mess right now. Here's why. The Dodgers get $330 million per year from local TV. When the Royals had FanDuel or whatever the hell that thing was called, they were getting $50 million in local TV revenue. So the Dodgers were starting with $280 more million in their coffers than what the Royals were starting with just from their local TV alone. And that's per year. And so until baseball fixes itself, how can we ask players and tell players we need a salary cap in this league when we don't really need a salary cap in this league? We just need the playing field to be leveled. And the playing field, to me, does not get leveled with a salary cap. It gets leveled with a direct sharing of all of the revenues from a TV and a merchandising standpoint on the national and TV from a local level, sharing that money, dividing it out, putting in a salary floor, and then coming back later with a salary cap. That's how you fix this. How are you supposed to compete in Major League Baseball when one of the teams that you're competing against is getting $330 million per year from local TV, and you at your peak were getting 50? That is not a player's problem at all. That is an owner's problem. That is a baseball problem. The players just want their share of the dough. And so baseball needs to fix itself with its owners first. And to make matters worse, the Dodgers don't even have to contribute as much money to the central fund as other teams percentage-wise because they filed for bankruptcy in 2012, and Major League Baseball gave them till 2031 to square themselves. And so they get to keep more money back during this time as well. So I don't want to hear about the players being the problem and its owners versus the players. It's not. The players have nothing to do with the mess that baseball's in right now. It is ownership and not figuring out things to level the playing field that has made this operation, this organization, and this collection of owners an unmitigated disaster. And until those 30 guys can figure out life, I'm not going to sit here and blame the players on this because they're putting the players into a system that is an unfair system, and they're asking the players to take less money when they're going out there and they're cashing checks at $330 per year from local TV while the Royals are getting 50. It's just an uneven and untenable playing field right now in Major League Baseball. Imagine if the NFL had this.
Yeah, I mean, I saw your voice in a tweet the other day where it said the Dodgers aren't the problem. The problem are the 5 bottom teams of this list.
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of referencing, it was like Pittsburgh, Chicago, it was all these teams that just like don't spend money.
Well, I mean, you got Miami at an $80 million payroll.
Mm-hmm.
You got the White Sox, $95 million payroll. You got the Rays, 97. You got Cleveland, 98. You got the Athletics at 130. Then you got Washington and Pittsburgh at 115. Like, they've all increased their payrolls. But then you've got the Dodgers at 396. You got the Mets at 365. I mean, you've got 5 teams that are spending $300 million or more on payroll. In the NFL, you look at payroll, everybody's payroll is the same. And in Major League Baseball, it's not. And it's not because it's a salary cap, salary floor issue. It's because the inequities of Major League Baseball across the board from one team to the next are so far out of whack that even a salary cap wouldn't do enough to prevent these teams from going out and spending. Because the Dodgers right now with their luxury tax, I mean, the money that they're spending right now for their luxury tax is absolutely stupid. They're going to be paying out money and they don't care. So as long as they have that money coming in, They're getting $330 million in TV revenue this year. Their payroll is expected to be $386 million, $396 with the luxury tax in it. Their local TV deals essentially covering all of their payroll. If you take that money away and split that divided by 30, the Dodgers can't spend that kind of money on their payroll anymore.
Someone in the text line says it's the agents as well.
Nah, I disagree. The agents are out there fighting for their clients because the owners are being cheap.
Well, Harrison Bader's agent fought for his client because Harrison Bader has signed. He will be on the San Francisco Giants. They call him one of the best defenders in the game. Kind of fit that mold that maybe a lot of people wanted to see the Royals go out and get, was a guy like Harrison Bader. He's fast. He won a Gold Glove, I believe, in 2021. Obviously, MLB says he's one of the best defenders in baseball. And got $20 million for 2 years. They decided not to give not Cags, but Yastrzemski, who got 23. They were like, well, we weren't going to pay that. Bader gets 20. Looks like $10 million a year, both sides. They also just went and gave Salvador Perez that extension this offseason. They signed Seth Lugo the year before, and they gave Bobby Witt Jr. the contract.
That's
so
great.
You kind of see like all that, but we want to see more.
Right.
And I think that what we're going to see now is that it has to be, unfortunately, kind of parlayed with what you were just talking about with the way the Royals organization is ran because of the market size they're in. It's just going to have to be one of those like diamond in the rough type of trades, as if they're going to get somebody in the outfield to accompany the rest of this roster.
And you're right about that, but can I just be real for a second? I'm tired of that, right? And I think I know.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with baseball right now is that we have a team and we're relying on maybe a diamond in the rough here, a diamond in the rough there, a shrewd trade here or a shrewd trade there. And like the Dodgers and the Yankees and all these other teams, because of the TV money, they're just not playing on the same playing field as the Royals and everybody else. If those teams need it, they just go out there and get it because they have the means to do so. Again, it's like somebody who lives in $1 million home versus somebody who lives under a bridge, right? The guy in the $1 million home has the ability to go out there and do what he wants. You shouldn't punish that guy, for being able to go out there and do those things, but you need to find a way to level that playing field in baseball, and that means an even distribution of TV money locally. It's such an easy fix for Major League Baseball. But again, if you're a Dodger owner, why do you want to give up the money that you worked hard to go out there and get? So until the owners can agree on the way that the game should be, we've got to keep the players out of this thing because it's not the players' fault right now that the owners have such a disparity between them.
Baseball needs change. That is 100% the thing. Somebody says the floor 115 and cap of 250 million next 5 years. Maybe that works. I don't know. Either way, Dodgers win the World Series in 2026. Coming up on the other side, something that is
27, 28.
Yeah, not one, not two, not three, not four, not five. I think this skill set / all-star game is officially dead. I'll explain why on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
Fescoe and Dusty.
Every Hardee's is closed.
Well, that dog.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. 96.5 The Fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, the biggest game of the year is coming up. And if you're not on the Underdog app right now in the state of Missouri, then you're in luck because new customers score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry on Underdog. And playing on Underdog is simple. Just head to the app and make entries on if a player will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, and more. And once you get them all right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Plus, there's new promos dropping daily in the app. So if you're like making entries and winning money, then Underdog is the place to be for the big game. So what you're going to do is download the Underdog app right now. Stop waiting and get on over there and download that app today and use promo code BOB to score $75 in fantasy bonus entries when you play your first $5 on fantasy with promo code BOB. Underdog. Make plays, win money. Must be 18 and over and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
What's up, everybody? I'm Nick Costos, and watching sports isn't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. And my show is not a job, it's a passion. From the NFL playoffs to the NBA and everything in between, celebrate sports with me every day on You Better You Bet from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern. Download the Odyssey app now and listen to Westwood One Sports from anywhere. It's You Better You Bet with me, Nick Costos, live and interactive Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern, presented by BetMGM.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions, your neighborhood plumber. For January, after the holidays, we are offering to auger your main line or branch line for only $99 per hour. That's $100 off this month only. This also includes a camera inspection with mainline work. Don't start 2026 with things backing up. So call Connolly Plumbing Solutions at 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law on the Missouri side. 435 westbound, heavy coming out of the Grandview Triangle. Bogs down at Holmes and starts crawling across the state line with a car fire still blocking 2 right lanes. Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law. How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results. Mike's got this. 816-888-7500. Mike's got this. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Alan Card, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Back in on a Tuesday. To those of you that celebrate, congratulations. I'm envious of your life.
I just want to win, Jim.
No doubt about it. Gonna win. Everybody back in school today, I assume? The temperature
Oh,
spiked.
yeah, we're back today.
Kids need it.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They don't, like, oh, snow day, all this, and then they sit around at the house all day and complain about things, and then they complain they have to go to school, and then they go to school, oh, we had a great day. You know, everybody needs it. You need to get out of your house. Have the interaction.
Get out of my house. Cable Guy. Great movie. So, tonight, college basketball sets the stage. You get Michigan and Nebraska, number 3 versus number 5. Again, I'm telling people, take Nebraska in the points. They are 10.5-point underdogs. Fred Hoiberg is to show you what Nebraska has done in that university. Should be fun. And if you like rivalries and you like, old school, Purdue, Indiana, 8 o'clock, ESPN tonight. Mizzou, Alabama tonight at 7. I believe that is on the SEC network. So watch those Tigers as they take on Alabama. That's a good test for Missouri, right? They beat Florida. They beat Kentucky on the road. They beat Florida at home in Columbia. And now they're going to go and try to take on Alabama, who's a top 25 team. Should be a good game for the Tigers as well. So there is some college basketball for those of you that are wondering, what do we do until the Super Bowl starts?
Plenty to do.
Well, you can bitch and moan about the Pro Bowl, which a lot of people did, because Shedeur Sanders is a Pro Bowler. Right. Do you think that there will ever come a time where these sort of events just don't happen anymore? Or is it never going to happen because there's probably incentives in contracts that if you are this way? Because
you could have them named to the Pro Bowl and not do the event too for incentives.
Was it last year that it was like Baker Mayfield versus like Huntley?
Yes.
You and I were at the airport getting ready to leave for the Super Bowl, having a beer before we got on the flight, and looked over the TV at the bar and said, "What? The Pro Bowl's on? Okay." And then continued to do whatever we were doing because anything is better than watching that.
That's kind of how I am with a lot of stuff, though. Just because it's on doesn't mean I'm watching. You can have all your games and your events and all that kind of stuff. I don't need to consume it. And I think we spent a lot of time complaining about, oh, this is then 5 million people will watch the Pro Bowl because that was the number. It was like a huge number or whatever it was for a game that nobody watches. But I think the NFL is always trying to reinvent itself and do different things and find ways to get an audience and find ways to give us something to, fill our Sunday afternoons and whatever. And I have not heard, guys, and maybe you have, maybe you follow it closely, and I don't. I had not even heard about the Pro Bowl, quite frankly, until yesterday when they announced that Shedeur Sanders was going to be in what they're calling the Pro Bowl games. And I looked at that. I'm like, oh, the easy, low-hanging fruit is just to go, oh, my God, this is terrible. How does Shedeur belong in the Pro Bowl? But it's not about who belongs in the Pro Bowl. It's what's going to sell the Pro Bowl. And as we've said all along, since the Shedeur Sanders stuff started in Colorado, that is appointment television. It's somebody you want to watch. It's unique. It's different. He's got the ability to do great things. And so what's going to get people to watch the Pro Bowl? Randos that you never heard of? Or, hey, let's throw Shedeur Sanders in there. Big story all year long. People will tune in. He's kind of appointment television. I totally understand what the NFL is doing in this because they could have put somebody else in there like a Kyler Murray or an Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't do anything. Shedeur Sanders in there. Did you see the buzz that got going yesterday and conversations about the Pro Bowl yesterday? It's brilliant marketing by the NFL. It's what they do.
Because what do they say? No news is bad news?
No publicity is bad publicity?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was thinking too, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the comments were not good.
No,
of course you didn't expect them to be, but nobody was talking about the Pro Bowl.
Well, it's time.
It's time, bro.
To start talking about it.
Yeah. It's time?
Yeah,
Is it time?
It's Shedeur.
Oh, that's what he
That's
does.
his it's time.
Oh, I thought you were doing Maloney's Flex.
No, that'd be over here.
We're right to the side.
No, Maloney's flex is that they still have hot damn at the trap at Maloney's because he does it because his breath smells.
Yeah, your breath does not get cured because you took 2 shots of hot damn Ron. I mean, my God.
That was my strategy in college with Rebel Mints. I go bang a Parliament Light on the outside of Johnny's Poorhouse, come back in and take a shot of Rebel Mints and wondered why I blacked out at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Didn't know it was 100 proof.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, because I got last night going out, I went over to the bartender. I was like, oh, there's that Rebel Mints bottle. Does that say 100 proof? He goes, yeah, and that level's there because of you.
Wow. Nobody else was drinking Rumplements?
No. Everybody else was intelligent. Like, oh, I just had a P-Funk. Let me get a shot of Rebel Mints.
So
all right.
Were you like using it as mouthwash and spitting it out, or you just, no, of course not. No, I don't know why I asked that.
Come on. You've met me. It's like when you go to wineries, you're supposed to spit in the bucket.
No,
oh,
you're
we
not.
are? Yeah, spitting's gross.
No, thanks, Josh.
Yeah, what's the quote from Willy Wonka when Violet Beauregard's like, spitting's a dirty habit. She's picking her nose, and Willy Wonka's like, I know a worse one. Spit on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, oh, you're supposed to taste this. No, I'm just drinking it. I never taste anything when people say, oh, the tasting notes in this. No. It's never
this.
Never.
Did you get that hint of chocolate? I did not.
No, I did not.
It tasted like hops.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I can pick up tobacco flavoring in stuff like wine and whatnot, but all the other stuff. Hey, did you? There's a nice anise flavor. What the hell's anise?
Star anise.
Yeah. What the hell is that? Oh, there's a nice clove flavor in this one. Can you taste the cloves? No.
I got kicked out of a Jack Stack lineup one morning because we had to always get tested on what the new promotional items were. We had a cocktail, and I nailed every ingredient. And the very one I was like, and it is garnished with the star anise. That's so you can leave. It's anise.
Liquor raccoon.
Mm-hmm. I remember that one. But yeah, I don't even know. You know what's honest with you, to be quite honest? I don't know what channel, what time, or what day the Pro Bowl is.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
Like
And
I
I'm
said,
not trying to be a shock jock.
No,
I don't
really
know.
don't know.
I don't know. And I didn't know that thing was still really happening
I'm
until
gonna-
yesterday.
I'm going
which is
to throw a dart in the dart. I'm going to guess it is Sunday at 2 on ESPN.
This Sunday,
This
week
Sunday?
before.
This Sunday at 2 on ESPN.
I have
They
no
made
idea.
it later. I think they made it later. I think it's the week of the Super Bowl now.
I thought it was during the week of the Super Bowl at the location of the Super Bowl.
I think it's
right?
at the location. I think it's in San Francisco on like a Tuesday.
Here we go. Google search. First thing comes up is Shedeur Sanders reportedly added to NFL Pro
Yeah,
Bowl
of course.
roster
Exactly, though. But
after a rookie season with Browns.
Yeah, but he won 3 of 4 games or something that he started. So, I mean, but again, you're thinking wrong. You need to think right. And the right way to think is business first. Business, 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 business. And until the business side goes away, you got to stop thinking about the other side. 'Cause this is a business decision. And coverage begins 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, February 3rd. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah, the main
Well,
flag
you guys
game
will be
starts
watching.
at 8.
I just want to
You,
win,
you
Jen.
can watch the live action on ESPN, Disney XD, and ESPN Deportes, or stream it via NFL Plus. The event continues to be Pro Bowl games featuring a multi-day skills competition and then a non-contact 7-on-7 flag football game between AFC and NFC stars.
And that's next Tuesday?
This is a week from today. 6:30 Eastern football. The flag football game will start at 8 Eastern, 7 Central,
Oh, okay.
6 Mountain, 5 Pacific.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
That's huge. The flag football game. Huge.
Love me a good mountain.
Tuesday, there's going to be basketball. There's going to be anything on.
No, it's
I'll
not.
figure
It's
out.
on ESPN. ESPN is where basketball goes, so ESPN is not having basketball on Tuesday, which they shouldn't. Who cares?
No, they should. Yeah, that's
It's the NFL.
I mean,
exactly.
I'd rather watch Boston College at Duke at 6 o'clock on that Tuesday. Hell, I'd rather watch Pittsburgh at Virginia at 8 o'clock.
Think about it this way, right? When ESPN does college basketball, a big number for them is about 1.5 million people. 5 million people will watch the Pro Bowl. And we're talking like Duke, North Carolina.
Yeah.
We're talking Kansas versus Missouri. Like the big games. They get about 2 million people, if that, on ESPN to watch those games. The Pro Bowl is going to triple the audience, quadruple the audience of what a normal basketball game will get you.
No, that's fair. I'm totally with you on the business side. It totally makes sense. Shedeur Sanders, right? People are talking about it, but let's get rid of the legitimacy of it then. Let's just call it what it is. It's a clown show, whatever you want to say. No contract incentives if you make the Super Bowl. We shouldn't be looking at Pro Bowl. We shouldn't be looking at accolades at the end of a career and be like, well, you didn't make these many Pro Bowls. Like, that needs to be done now. It's no longer, those days are over. All pros and other different accolades we can look at, but Pro Bowl, we need to be taking away the legitimacy of it.
Here's a real good idea. Do it the weekend after the Super Bowl and let them all go to Hawaii again and go to Honolulu. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with that.
I think we've all started focusing more on the all-pro stuff now. At least I have.
No,
Okay,
for
Pro
sure.
Bowl, after the last couple of years, Chet Huntley made the Pro Bowl, as you mentioned, right? Like,
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
really
crazy.
define who you
Chet
are.
Huntley's-
But again, it's a made-for-TV event. I mean, just real quick, viewership. Regular season games for the NBA or for college basketball on ESPN typically draws between 500,000 and 1.5 million viewers.
Cool.
That's nothing.
Damn.
The Pro Bowl is going to get you 5 million people.
Yeah.
The biggest rivalry game on Big Monday often surpassed 2 million. For example, Kentucky or Kansas, Indiana versus Kentucky regularly hit 1.8 to 1.9 million. That's nothing.
They're not getting 2 even.
They're
Wow.
not now. And then, postseason tournament games, they get about 16 million. So fans want games that matter, right? Obviously.
Besides the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Well, but I'm saying in college basketball.
In college, yeah.
They want games that matter, which
Yeah.
is the NCAA tournament. That's all that matters. And we want the NFL. I mean, this is who we are as people, guys. We want games that matter, postseason games that matter, which is why the NFL expanded, why college football's expanded. People love postseason events. And then what else do they want? Anything that the NFL's going to roll out.
Yeah, I get more enjoyment watching the high school all-star Under Armour game.
Of course.
I do have watching this.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'll tell you what, one word, stupid. Somebody says I'd rather not watch TV over the Pro Bowl. I'll be busy next Tuesday getting laid.
I mean, listen to this. The 2025 Pro Bowl games average 4.7 million viewers.
Golly.
Binkley's locked in, right?
It says context. Even at its
We'll find out
record low
tomorrow.
last year of 4.7 million viewers, it often outdraws the MLB All-Star Game, the NBA All-Star Game, and
Wow.
almost any regular season game in any other professional sport.
Yeah, shouldn't be surprised by that, I guess.
That's the one right there. Not that it outdraws the MLB All-Star Game or NBA All-Star Game. The Pro Bowl outdraws almost any regular season game in other professional sports.
Yeah.
So you don't watch the Pro Bowl. Yes, you do.
I do not.
Because it gets a bigger number than any other random regular season game in any other sport.
That's nuts.
It's
Yeah.
not, though, when you think about it.
It's also like being the popular kid in 5th grade.
Yeah,
Nobody cares.
yeah.
Nobody remembers. Like, cool.
But that's where it is. I mean, it's getting 5 million people. So, yeah, you want to hype it up. It did drop off from 2 years ago. It dropped like 18% from 2022 to or 2024 to 2025. So they're looking for ways to get it back up there. Put a polarizing figure in it that people clearly want to see. You know, it's all about the car crash. You're looking, you're checking it out. You're thinking, thank God it's not us.
Yeah.
But I want to see this.
Yeah.
Do you want to see this type of weather that we're having this week, or do you want to see 106 in July and humid. Because this weather can get bent all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
But so can that 102 humidity in July. But I'll take the 102 and humid in July.
Yeah, because I can still drive in it.
I can go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go outside.
I can go to a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can put a fan on my back porch. You can put a space heater on your back porch. You ain't going to do much in this weather.
You don't have cabin fever in the
summer. Also, when this weather happens, you have to worry about road conditions. When it's hotter than hell outside, you just can't get stuck on the side of the road with a car breakdown. But I mean, that could happen anyway.
That could happen anytime.
Yeah, but then you don't have to worry about the road conditions. You don't really have to worry about truck nut sky as much.
No,
I can find shade.
Yeah.
You can find sun in this weather. It might be 5 degree warmer, but it's still going to be 18.
Yeah.
It's heat all day, every day.
I agree.
Yeah, if I was in around the mountains, maybe not. But yeah, here, absolutely.
Because what I want you to say is when it's 102 in July and everybody's complaining about the heat, remember this week. This week sucks.
Yeah, this is like the Coors Light train just hasn't stopped going by. You're just, all right, people over the world, join hands.
Yeah.
Start a love train. We got it.
Next
Move
week it'll
on.
be warm again. But see, everybody waits for spring. Everybody loves the warm weather. So everybody, I would think, would pick the 102 and humid in July over today, right?
Absolutely. 100%. Coming up on the other side. Start Bench Cut, brought to you by Jay Southland Tow. Get in the know with Jay Southland Tow as we get to Start Bench Cut here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports. Can't believe you never sharded.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends at Golden Oak Lending have cured our blues numerous times over the last decade or so that we've been in a relationship with Golden Oak Lending. And I call it a relationship because it is. We call each other all the time. They call us all the time. We have conversations about our financial future and where we are. And they're always looking out for us to see if there's a better mortgage out there than the one that we're currently in. And that's what they do for everybody who takes their free mortgage checkup. Once you take that first free mortgage checkup, Golden Oak's like, we got you covered forever. We'll always look to find out if there's a better mortgage out there than the one that you're in right now. And with that free mortgage checkup, it's simple. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. It's just a phone conversation where you talk to Golden Oak Lending about you. Tell them where you are and where you want to go, and then they get to work to see if they've got a plan for you. The average cash-out customer at Golden Oak Lending right now saves $1,104 per month, and when you refinance with Golden Oak, you go 2 months without having to make a mortgage payment. So take that free mortgage checkup now. It's risk-free. There's no paperwork or credit card required. Just a phone call, 913-890-GOLD. That's 913-890-GOLD, and let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh, my gosh. You'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at helzberg.com.
Make Gates Barbecue your go-to for the Big Game Watch Party. Whether you're the host or a guest, the Big Game Watch Party won't be complete without Gates Barbecue sauce and seasonings. Gates seasonings go great on popcorn as a fun topping for dips or sprinkle on chips for that extra flavor pop. Nothing says the big game like a Gates party tray. Stop by any of their 5 locations and pick one up. You'll be the hit of the party. Spice up your Big Game Watch Party with Gates Barbecue. We still do it the old-fashioned way.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Traffics get heavy in the Grandview Triangle, 470 westbound, continuing on to 435. It stays slow. Bogs down around Holmes and crawls to the state line with an earlier car fire. Now off to the shoulder. The lane's blocked, but the delays linger. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern, and the Hot Stove Show is back Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Here's Fescoe, Dusty, and Mac with this week's edition of Start, Bench, Cut.
Start, Bench, Cut brought to you by Jay Southland Tow. Get in the know with Jay Southland Tow. I'm sure they've been doing some heavy lifting this past week, or past few days, so we start there. Let me ask you this, Start, Bench, Cut. What would you rather? A week of this weather, a week of dry, humid heat like in the middle of July, early August?
Dry and humid are opposites. So.
Sorry, dry heat.
Okay.
Just straight 102, blistering hot, or a week of rain and 60 degree weather and like that nuts of spring. When you like wake up, it's like, oh, it's raining again.
Yeah.
It's raining again. Every time I let my dog in, I gotta wipe the paws down.
All right. You've changed my whole mindset now just because of that. I am going to start the dry heat. Love a desert heat. I'll go a week of this weather because at least the sun's out. The rain, you don't get the sun, and then you still do the old dog thing, and it's a mess. Out.
Yeah, I'm still having to do the dog thing with the snow. It's constant, especially with golden retriever paws.
It doesn't feel as bad as it does, though, in the muddy spring when it rains and it's saturated.
It's terrible.
And it's like with the rain, they constantly have to go outside, whereas in the snow, they're like, go dip around.
See, I'm the other way around. I mean, she's out there, wants to be outside the whole day in the snow. The rain, you don't see her for 2 days. She's in a bathtub. I'm not kidding.
That's fair.
I'll go the same. I think dry heat, week of this weather than the rain.
Super Bowl venues, Start, Bench, Cut. San Fran, Miami, New Orleans.
New Orleans, Miami, San Fran. It's not even close. New Orleans is the best place for the Super Bowl.
You think Scoot's in San Francisco this week?
No, probably not.
What about Hot Rod?
Hot Rod is definitely not going out there. No, he's a New Orleans guy through and through,
He
man.
still thinks the Super Bowl's in New Orleans this year.
Oh, yeah. He's waiting for the game somewhere down on Bourbon Street, right? At GW Finn, shout out to them.
Yeah, he came up to us like Kurt Signetti. Google me. I get laid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, sir.
I got to start NOLA because we went there and it was badass. Miami and then San Fran.
San Francisco's too big, too spread out. It's all over the place.
That's what Gold was saying. He's like, the Super Bowl's a mess because it's like in Santa Clara, then you got to go down here to San Francisco.
And all that traffic that's out there with all the people. The best Super Bowl city is New Orleans. It is walkable. You never have to rent a car. You never have to walk far from anything. Everything is right there. You guys got spoiled in your first Super Bowl. So did I, because New Orleans was my first Super Bowl as well, and then San Diego was my second one. So out the gate, I was like, man. Then it was Detroit, Jacksonville, and Houston. And I was like, those three cities suck.
I also think the Super Bowl should just be within 3 areas. I think it should be New Orleans, I think it should be Vegas, and I think it should be Miami, and just rotate.
I don't hate that at all, but now that we're going to be in the rotation,
never again in Arizona.
But what if, like, let's say, like, for instance, New England was in that rotation during their dynasty. They just happened to be in the rotation. That would be kind of, I wouldn't like that.
I see what you're saying. It was a home game for them.
Yeah, and they're a dynasty, and it's like, oh, well.
Yeah, but as new stadiums come on, though, like we'll get the Super Bowl obviously here and be in the rotation here. Buffalo doesn't have a dome, so they won't be in the Super Bowl rotation.
But they built their stadium to block the wind.
Yeah, but it's still not going to be. I don't think they'll get the Super Bowl because of not having a dome on the stadium.
MetLife got it once, and that failed.
No, the Super Bowl was great. It was
frigid.
The day of the Super Bowl was 50. The next day,
that's right,
a storm of the century hit. Nobody could get out. Because I remember Josh and I were looking, we were there at that Super Bowl, and we're sitting there going, we're not going to be able. So we drove to Philadelphia that day just to get the hell out of town, and we did.
Do you think people that listen to radio still care about Radio Row? I had this conversation with the boss yesterday. Because I was like, why don't we cover the Super Bowl even if the Chiefs aren't in? Because honestly, I don't think people really chime in to hear what.
It's changed so much over the years. Like it used to be when they first started it in the 80s, whenever sports talk radio became big. Like that's where everybody went and interviewed. Then the handlers got involved. Then you weren't a big enough market. Then it was paid. Like it's changed so much, over the years. I'm more with Spectre on this. I think if your team is there, everybody's invested in it. But if your team's not there, I mean, do you really need to hear another year of Bill Romanowski trying to sell you on something? Because it's a lot of the same guests that you see every single year. So I get it from a fatigue standpoint for some people. Like
sure.
I don't need to hear the same guest telling me about the avocados from Mexico again.
Selfishly, I'm ready. Let's go.
For what?
Go back. I'd love to go back and do it. That was fun.
Well, that's why, you know me, I'm just eager. I'd be like, dude, I think it'd be awesome. You know, just go to San Fran, get some interviews. He goes, yeah, but how many people in Kansas City would care about that?
No, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And also, too, when you're not the Super Bowl team like us, like, this is why I won't watch that effed up movie, you know, with Kevin Costner and the Browns.
Oh, the draft?
Yeah, like, you know, they walk around, you're not big enough for us. You're
Draft
not big
day.
enough for us. You're not big enough. Then all of a sudden, we're in the Super Bowl, and everybody wants to come on in Kansas City. But 2 years prior, we weren't big enough for anybody.
It was like when Mac and I tried to hunt down Joe Montana. That didn't go well.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's Joe. I'm not talking.
It's all right.
All right, Joe. We go to...
I wish I could say something else, but I can't. That's kind of the feeling we get from a lot of people on him.
Yeah. I was like, maybe
Even people that know him are like, ugh.
Maybe he needs a gummy.
Yeah, seriously.
We go to All-Star Game, Start Pitch Cut, Pro Bowl, MLB All-Star Game, NBA All-Star Game.
I'll start baseball, I'll bench basketball, and I'll cut the Pro Bowl.
I do like the skill set situation in the NBA because now your buddy Mac isn't going to be doing the dunk competition
finally,
this year.
get out of here. Love your name, but come on, dude.
Who's going to do the dunk competition then?
Nobody you know. G Leaguers.
Yeah.
Literally. That's who's won in the last 3 years.
Why not
or
let
2
college
years.
kids do it and pay him to be part of the dunk contest and have $1 million prize for NIL?
Could have had Zion a few years ago when he was at Duke. That would have been awesome.
Imagine if you had Cameron Boozer, Darren Peterson, and
Debanza?
Now-
as your dunk competition.
Okay, what's going to get more eyeballs? Those three guys or some losers from the G League?
Those
Yeah,
three
give me
guys.
that.
Right.
Give
So the
me
NBA,
that.
you need to start thinking like college basketball players are becoming household names yet again. We've got these great American high school basketball players now that are going to go to the NBA who we've all seen play. Give them the opportunity in the dunk contest. Like all year long, starting in November, have like your NBA dunk list, watch
That'd be
list
cool.
or something, and people could follow it. And then when we get towards have your priorities for who's going to be in the dunk competition and how you want to do it, and let people follow that all college basketball season long. It's a great crossover, and it's using names we know, like that Mac guy. Nobody knows who he is.
Mac's awesome. But what if I did it this way?
Okay.
Same All-Star games, but the Pro Bowl is back in Hawaii the weekend after the Super Bowl. The MLB All-Star game is on the home run competition. It's metal bats, so there's safety precautions. No kids out in the outfield. And then the NBA, you put the college prospects in the skill set competitions, threes, dunks, and all that.
I do the same route, same order, because the metal bats in baseball make it separate from everything else. That would be spectacular.
Aaron Judge with a metal bat, 700 feet.
I mean, it'd be great. It'd be so cool.
Really, the NBA just needs to do a one-on-one tournament. That's what I want. Just give me 1v1s, man.
Yeah, 2 legends, one-on-one, 2 normals, one-on-one, and 2 prospects, one-on-one.
Yep.
How long do you play for? To
Play to
21?
11.
No, yeah, you play to 11. You can play to even 7 if you want to.
I was going to say
Make it
7
quick.
originally. Make it very fast.
Make it quick, yes.
And not win by 2.
No, not win
And
by 2.
You know how you sell it? Year 1, LeBron versus Jordan.
I mean,
Yeah,
Winner
you'd
to
have to
7.
get those 2 guys to agree to do it, though.
LeBron versus KD would be.
Jordan won't
yeah.
even do a sit-down interview with NBC.
Well, he did. He just didn't do 7 more parts.
Right.
Moving on, we go to the Royals. Cags leads the team in homers. Reagan leads the league in strikeouts. Royals trade for Duran.
I'm going to start trading for Duran, benching Cags, and then Reagan's and K's cutting.
I'll start Cags because that would be badass. Bench Reagans and I'll cut Duran.
Yeah, because you got to think if Reagan's leads the league in strikeouts, he's played all year. He's been
Yeah.
healthy and
Yeah.
he's been dominant. And you got an ace of your staff that you put a lot of hope in that he can do that. Will be interesting. We go back to our booze talk. Mad Dog 2020, Natty Ice, Keystone Light.
Keystone Light start, Natty Ice bench, Mad Dog 2020. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. Haven't had the Mad Dog, so it doesn't sound like I want to.
You've had the Keith Stone.
Oh, yeah, and a little natty
Great
action.
marketing ads back in the day.
Really good ads. Really
Keith
good.
Stone.
Yeah, I still say that to this day. Oh, that's Keith Stone.
Only time
Some
I-
people look at you and go,
What are you talking about?
Only time I ever had Keystone Light was at a fraternity party in Columbia, and the guy that had to get beer was dressed in a Winnie the Pooh costume, and it was August. And every time we ran out of beer, they said, "Pooh, more beer!" And he'd have to put the head back on,
my
walk up the stairs,
God.
come down with 30 packs. Oh, yeah.
So good.
Kappa Alpha frat house back in the day. I don't know if they're still around, but that's where it was, in the basement. It was cool. Pooh, we're out of beer. God. And he wasn't able to do anything because he was getting hazed.
That's right. But hair on your chest.
trust that this person will get 10 wins for their new organization they are coaching. Harbaugh in New York, Stefanski in Atlanta, McCarthy in Pittsburgh.
I will start Harbs, bench McCarthy, and cut Stefanski. I'm interested to see Stefanski without the aura of the Browns or the stench of the Browns.
He's got a hell of a roster on that offensive side, too, and he's an offensive-minded guy.
But I'm still waiting to see on him. So
yeah, I'm going to cut McCarthy. We should talk about him later, Rob, because I know you're hot on that hire.
I wouldn't say I'm hot on that hire.
Lukewarm.
You like it.
I like the hire. I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
may be
very
the
much
only one in the world.
dislike it. Yeah.
I like the tweet about it.
Oh, which one?
Well, the one where you're crapping your pants just to change your shirt.
Yeah.
That guy's going to suck.
Yeah, bench Stefanski, start Harbs.
Last but not least, it's soup week, fellas. Broccoli cheddar, chicken tortilla, or a jambalaya?
I'll start the chicken tortilla, bench the jambalaya, get rid of the broccoli cheddar.
Oh.
I'll reverse the chicken tortilla and jambalaya. Start the jambalaya, bench chicken, and then, broccoli cheddar. It's good, but I'll cut it here.
I haven't seen the text line yet. Jambalaya is not a soup.
I was waiting for that, too. Yeah. I just didn't say it.
Yeah. It's so good. I guess I could put it with, like, etouffee.
It eats like a meal.
It's like the jambalaya. It's like the Bloody Mary of soups. Somebody says, what? Mad Dog 2020 is the GOAT.
You haven't had anything else then.
Somebody says, I thought G League players and college players were the same thing.
Well, if you're a man, they are. If you're a female at K-State, they're not.
Yeah.
What a scam. The NCAA needs to just go away.
It's not doing itself any favors. Somebody says, give me the weather give me this weather for a week?
Ew.
Absolutely not. But again, then somebody says that they are a duck hunter, so they will take this time of year over everything. That makes sense.
All right, that's fair.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
That's what you're into.
I'm just glad to see that Riley Green is enjoying the show. Country music artist. Coming up next, we get back into Vern's comments and plus what the Chargers now have at offensive coordinator. Failure or success? We'll decide here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Bob Fescoe.
I'm surprised nobody punched him in the jaw yet.
And Dusty Likens.
He's a hoe, and I want that known.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
This Wednesday, January 28th, our friends at Centric are hosting a KC Tech Career Summit at Centric. It's open networking with KC area tech professionals, facility tours, breakout conversations with instructors, career services, and a live panel featuring former Centric students and local employers, plus a Q&A.
Whether you're just starting out, considering a career change, or simply interested in what the tech field offers, this summit offers you a gateway to that. Please RSVP in advance by going to Centric.com and clicking the KC Tech Summit at the top of the page.
Dane and Hughes here, and it's playoff time, and there's no better place to bet the chase for the championship than Circa Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be. Whether you're betting championship or conference futures, sides, totals, or prop bets for every round, there's no better place to make your bets throughout January all the way to the big game. Circa Sports, with high app limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today, also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me!
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker. Throws down with powerhouse Benoit Saint-Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
There's never been anything like this. Let's go.
UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
What's good, y'all? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, SAG Master, and now your host of Free Range. This is where NFL meets real talk. Every week, I'm bringing you inside the game, from locker room stories to league-wide headlines. You want football IQ, locker room insight, and real conversations with the people shaping the league? Welcome to Free Range with Von Miller, where nothing is off limits and every down counts. New episodes every Wednesday. Listen and follow Free Range with me, Von Miller, wherever you get your podcast.
Today, expect sunny skies with a high of 29.
Weather brought to you by Staples. 2026 is here, and at Staples, deals mean business. Like up to $100 off custom print orders. Head into the new year looking good for less. Staples. That was easy. Ends 131.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500.
Mike's got this.
Text line divided on the weather. Some people saying that they deliver for Amazon. They take the 102 all day. Somebody says, I've worked outside now for 8 days in a row. Give me July. Other people, I hate to sweat. I'll take this weather over any weather any day. So, divided. I can't play golf in this weather. It would be funny to just like randomly throughout the show call clubhouses.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling Hoots Hollow. Yes, what if I get on at 9 a.m.? That's funny.
Do they even have people working at this time of year at these places?
Find out. Call Adams Point right now.
Because I'd be like, if I own the golf course, I'd be like, we're not staffing this. There's no reason for anybody to be here today.
Well, you're relying on common sense.
Yeah, I know. I really am.
I wonder if they did clear it up. I'm going to call.
But don't you think, like, yeah, because they plow the golf course, Charlie, right? Like they're out there with a new machine that only Hoots Hollow has, where they're clearing the fairways and the greens so you can get out there. So I would say on days like this, like I'm not even going to bother. I'll have to take the phone off the hook. You know, if they even say that anymore at this point in time. Like if you're calling a golf course today, wondering if they're open, you're an idiot. I mean, there's just no other way to describe that. I mean, you probably need to check into a padded room if you think you're going to get out there and play on a day like today.
Are you really calling a clubhouse?
He probably is, just to see. I mean, I'd love to know if they're open right now.
Somebody says, I bet that somebody's in the pro shop. I mean,
if you have a pro shop, that's different.
Most courses do.
But just taking reservation. But how big is a pro shop really at a lot of these
Depends
golf
on where
courses?
You go.
Some of them
Canyon,
are
it's
tiny.
a trailer. You go to Hoots Hollow, it's a 3-story building.
Yeah, so there you go. It just depends on who it is, right?
And they all smell the same.
And do you get people? Yes, they do. That is crazy.
It smells like a hot dog. It smells like leather.
Yeah.
And it smells like stale cigarettes from the 80s.
Yeah, I know exactly the smell you're talking about. Yeah, but like when you go to a golf course to buy something, you're usually playing the course that day, right? Like
Most
very
times.
rarely are you rolling to a golf course to pick up a shirt or something like that.
I saw it for the first time this year. There was like a mom kind of stressed out. She went into Adams Point and she bought like 2 polos. I think it was either for her son or for her husband. And she's like, if these don't fit, can they bring them back? Are you guys open today?
Hey, hang on. Did you tell them we were on the air?
Oh,
yeah, we got that. You got to go. We can't do that.
Oh, okay.
That's illegal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, you can't just put somebody on the air without telling them.
Oh, okay.
Well, we learned this today.
Heard.
Good thing Bob's here.
Yeah, keeping us online.
Somebody says, Dusty, speaking of golf, how do you feel about a joint on the course? Whatever you want to do, man. The bars open at golf courses as well. You can do that as well.
Yeah, if they got like a country club, where you got to go spend your money each month.
Yeah, because I know in the course in Warrensburg, beautiful course, fun course, their clubhouse is awesome. Like they have like a little like bar outside. The last green is an 18th island green, par 3.
Cool.
And if you play like later on in the afternoon, the guys will come out and start heckling you. So if you hit it in the water, they'll boo you. You hit it on the green, they'll cheer you. It's kind of fun.
That's fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've definitely been on both sides of that.
Yeah.
For sure. So Vern was on the show yesterday, and I thought it was interesting what he had to say because he had JJ Piccolo on last Thursday. Again, Vern every Thursday, 6 o'clock, Hot Stove on 96.5 The Fan. This Saturday, I'll be out there with him. He's going to be there from 9 to noon for the Royals rally that is this Saturday at Kauffman Stadium. So you want to listen to 96.5 The Fan. Vern will have everything on there. We'll have player interviews. We'll do all that sort of stuff. We're going to go around and ask some fun questions to the players as well. Going to be fun. Baseball's starting to get that feel again. That vibe is starting to go again. But he was kind of bullish on the Royals, and you agree with him that they've done nothing this offseason except really rely on what they have currently, which could say is hope, could be belief, whatever it may be. Sounds like they believe in this roster.
They do, but is it a roster that's worthy believing in at this point in time? And I think some players, obviously, yes, and some players, I think the jury is still out on where they are. And then just kind of putting the pieces together, what we see. Look, we still have until the 15th before pitchers and catchers report till we can all freak out about the roster and all. But I'm looking at what's going on right now from where this organization is. They've done nothing to get better this offseason. Literally not one move to make themselves a better team this offseason. They went out and signed Michael Garcia, which is huge, and I love signing our guys back and keeping those guys in the fold and doing all that kind of stuff. But they really didn't go out and become a better team. They're relying on hope, and they're relying on everybody taking a career year and having another career year. And that's usually destined for failure when you rely on everybody running it back and having another career year without adding to the mix. Like when the Royals went from 14 to 15, they went and they added guys that offseason. Kendrys Morales was a huge pickup to extend that lineup, to make it longer, to take the pressure off of everybody. Right now, the Royals are saying, well, we had career years from a lot of guys, and we hope Kaggs and Carter can come up to this level and be two guys that we can rely on. So you're banking on career years happening again, and you're banking on the unknown of two prospects to lead your organization, all while you sign Lane Thomas. And to me, you're not putting Kaggs and Carter in the best position to succeed if you're not going to surround them with, extra bats to make them better and to make that lineup better and to take the pressure off of them. Because we can sit here and say all we want about this stuff. Once opening day gets here, everybody's going to have expectations for Carter and Kaggs. And the second that they don't start to live up to those expectations, everybody's going to turn. It's just human nature. It's the way things go. I don't want to see that happen. It's why I was anti-bringing Kaggs up last year, because I knew what was going to happen. He was going to be brought up in an untenable situation and asked to save the season, and that was not right for him. He did not get a fair shakeup here last year. And so everybody has that in their mindset right now. He's got that in his mindset right now. The Royals didn't do any favors to bring that kid up last year in that situation. And now we're hoping that he gets better, hoping Carter Jensen takes off, and hoping everybody has career years again. It's a tough way to go into a season. I still think they need reinforcements to give us the opportunity to put the best team possible out there on the field. I'm just not that hot on this roster right now with all of those things of hope and belief and maybes hanging over them right now. Running it back sounds good on the surface, but it hardly ever works.
I think career years is a bit of a stretch. I don't think that you need career years for this team to be successful. Excuse me. Because, they didn't miss the playoffs by a lot last year. And not one person on this team had a career year. Maybe you could say Vinny Pasquantino, but I think he's better than what he was last year, I think, potentially.
My biggest career years are the pitching staff. Like, do I think Lugo, Watka, Cameron, all these guys are going to do what they did last year? No, I do not. I do not believe that all three of those guys will be at the levels that they were last year. And that's what the Royals are banking on, for them to be at those same levels or better next year.
And what's even different is that Lugo was better 2 years ago than he was last year. And obviously kind of fell off towards the end, especially even it was poor timing because right after the contract extension, then it kind of went away. But who knows if that was injury related. It's last year. It's over with. But I think that with this team, I don't think Kaggs was here to save the season last year. I think he was here to save the lineup because nobody else was doing their job. And nobody could hit anything last year. And you had a kid in the minor leagues that was not gaining anything when he was down there. It seemed like every time we opened up social media, it was Caglione hitting a home run 400 plus feet. And you're like, what's he learning down here? I know he's getting at bats and all that sort of stuff, but where you're going to learn to play is in the league that is the top echelon of the league. And he got 210 at bats last year, hit 7 home runs. A lot of people were upset. Carter Jensen came up, looked like he took the world by storm, has the local ties to it. But again, Noah Cameron, maybe that was a career year last year. But again, if that's a career year, what's just a step below that? Still a very productive pitcher. Berger didn't get a whole lot of shine, but he got when he did, and he performed well. Your bullpen, most important part of your team, I think, in this sense, is back and better. You brought in Strahm. You have Estevez, who led Major League Baseball last year in saves, and you still have Lucas Erceg. Like, that's still there. That's something that not a lot of teams have that you got to bring back and add to that can give you more of a push this season. You still have the third best player, according to Baseball Players, and Bobby Witt Jr. playing shortstop. You have a clear-cut idea of what the left side of your infield looks like. As last year, Jonathan India was your starting third baseman. This year, it's a Gold Glove third baseman, and Michael Garcia, who, yes, had a career year last year, but the year before when they were a playoff team, did not. And yet they still were a playoff team, and now he has expanded his game and solidified what he has done, and you have direction going forward. You have somebody in place for Salvador Perez if they can produce is a big question of if. But again, I think this roster will be better. I think this rotation will be exactly as advertised. I don't think that they're going to completely fall off a cliff and every guy's going to have a 4.5 plus ERA and everybody's going to get hurt. I think there is some sort of credibility to your general manager with trust in the guys that you have developed. Right? Like, I mean, we saw this with the Royals and Moose and Haas and Kane. Kane couldn't stay healthy. Moose couldn't hit himself out of a wet paper sack. And Eric Hosmer couldn't slow down his swing. A couple years later, they're winning their division and winning a World Series. So I think that if we base everything off such a quick, slow, like just a quick turn of, Cags will be a bust, 210 bats, 7. I needed him to hit 25 home runs last year, hit 250, and really show that he was going to be that way. Okay, well, Moose didn't do that. Right? Kane didn't do that. A lot of people were like, I don't know if he can be that guy. He can't stay healthy. Every time he runs to first, he gets plantar fasciitis because he stretched out that player, hurts his knee. And then they finally kind of figured out what their roles were. And I think with teams like the Royals, once you find out what guys' roles are, and again, a little unfairness to Cags last year, hey, can you come up here and be this power surge that we're missing because no one else can seem to hit? I think now you take last year, learning experience. You look at the Chiefs this year, missed the playoffs with Mahomes in his prime going 6-11. You cannot do that again. Just can't do that. But what are you doing with the Chiefs? You're trusting Andy. You're trusting the Bieniemy hire to bring back things that were good when they were here. And when you have this team that can go out there and know their role, Reagan's your ace. Lugo, you're the middle guy. Bubich, you're our fifth guy. Cags, you're our right fielder. You are the right fielder. Jensen, you're going to DH and play catch. Sal, you're going to catch a little bit less. I know that's going to be tough for Q to kind of get that message through Sal's head, but that's just who Salvador Perez is. I think that is more of a gain for a team like the Royals than a team that's out there trying to just buy players and see if it works. You have no chemistry. You have none of that together. Last year, this team missed the playoffs, and it wrecked them. 2 years ago, they lose to the Yankees in the DS. I watched Bobby Witt Jr. cry on the dugout and cry in his locker.
Yeah,
that guy's still here.
You can have both, though. The Royals did in 14 and 15. They had both. They had those young guys, but they also had those veterans that were supplemented in for them as well, whether it ended up being Ben Zobrist or whether it ended up being a trade for Johnny Cueto or maybe the signing of, Kendrys Morales. The pressure was not put on all of those guys. I feel like there is a lot of pressure being put on Cags and Carter Jensen from inside the organization because that's all they've talked about this offseason are those two guys. And Cags would not have been up here last year if this offense was competent. And because this offense wasn't competent, we rushed the process. We got him up to the big leagues when he probably wasn't ready. He could have stayed down in the minor leagues and really, really, develop because that's what they wanted him to do last year in spring training. Like, we'll keep him down all year and then bring him up next year. The offense failed so miserably, they had to bring him up. And then all of a sudden everybody, because it's human nature, go, well, Cags will get everything figured out. And then he didn't. And then we're like, okay, now what's next with all of this? So I think there is a way to do it. I give the Royals credit for signing their own and locking up their guys, but they have major voids in the outfield right now that cannot be understated. And pitchers that have been really, really, really exceptional, you're asking them to continue all of that. It's hard for one person to go back to back years of doing. You're asking basically 5 guys in your rotation to pick up where they left off from last season. So there are a lot of ifs and unknowns that are on this team right now. And I would feel more confident and better about the team if we had that legitimate veteran bat in the outfield that you knew was going to be out there, that was going to be vital to the development of these guys, that can give you quality at bats, that can take the pressure off of these guys, because that's what I want. I want Kaggs, as I said this a year ago, I want him to come up here where there's no pressure. They brought him up in the worst possible situation because nobody else could hit, and the pressure was on him from the start. He needs to be in a situation, in my opinion, where he's not being talked about, and he's just a bat in the lineup, and then I think he can have that kind of success.
Well, unfortunately, he's going to be talked about because he was the 6th overall pick in the draft, right? And people that poo-poo on Kaggs not really doing his first year. Remember Bobby Witt Jr.'s first year, he didn't win the MVP, or he didn't win Rookie of the Year. Julio Rodriguez did. Whose careers took off in a different trajectory after that season? Not Julio Rodriguez. Now, he started playing a little bit better last year when Seattle started to kind of get going in that postseason run. But again, like, where you have answers as opposed to where other people don't, I think are in more vital areas.
But it's like when Patrick Mahomes is going to start in his second year, right? The first move that they did as an organization is they signed Sammy Watkins. And I said, why are you signing Sammy Watkins? They go, we don't know what this kid's going to be like. We're taking the pressure off of him by surrounding him with good players. And because of that, Patrick Mahomes had the freedom, the ability to go out there. He didn't have to worry about younger wide receivers. He had veteran guys, and they did that with a purpose. They haven't done that with Kaggs yet, where they surrounded him with that veteran guy in that outfield that is going to be the player that helps get him to the next level and takes all the pressure in the world off of him, because that's what Sammy Watkins' role was, and look how it worked out for the Chiefs. I mean, yeah, it's a copycat town. That team wins all the time right now over there, save for this year. I would copy a lot of the same stuff that they did, and I would veer away from the stuff that they did this year that didn't work, like trying to run it back again. But that's just me. I think running it back is a big mistake.
Feels like Kaggs and Jensen are like Rashee Rice before coming back for the suspension. Kind of like, oh, man, Rashee Rice is going to come back. It's going to be great. Don't worry. This offense is going to click. It's going to go off. Oh, Jensen's going to get going. Kaggs will figure it out. And, man, get ready. These bats are going to be hot. And it just feels like, yeah, that could happen. But there's a bigger possibility and more likelihood that that's not going to happen, and that those career years will go the other way, and they'll just be young players that are going to take time. And we need someone right now. When we talk about the Chiefs and Royals, there are similarities, one of which is ultimate all-time superstars on each team, Patrick Mahomes and Bobby Witt Jr. We've talked about the Chiefs. We've lamented so much on the Chiefs. Man, they've talked about Watkins. What have they done since, right? You've got to still help him out.
Yeah.
He showed you can do it without Watkins, without Hill. But now, okay, I do need a running back. I need something. MVS and Juju, it's not going to cut it. Bobby Witt, it's the same thing. Lane Thomas, and hoping that Kaggs and Jensen rocket ship their way to 40 dingers or whatever it is, I don't think is the best recipe for success. I will say one other thing. We talked about career highs. I think, to be fair, you got to talk about career lows, too. Jonathan India, career trash year last year. That's not going to happen again, right? He'll be better this season.
You hope
to be
so.
optimistic.
Like, if you think everybody's going to be the same or better from their career years, you have to think that Jonathan India will bounce back, because that's the message that's being played right now with the Royals, right? Everybody's going to be as good or better than they were last year. So I have to expect that out of Jonathan India right now.
Yeah. And that's part of, like, when you are a small market team and you go get a guy like Jonathan India who you think can be impressive or add to it, and they don't, it's a scarlet letter the rest of the time that they're here unless they actually do something. Plus, there's guys like Michael Massey, right? Like, he's still got some sort of, like, belief in this organization that he can be the answer at second base. Got to stay healthy, right? I mean, look, I'm with you. I want an outfield bat. I would love to have somebody out there with it. But I think it's just going to be, unfortunately, that's going to have to be a trade that somebody's willing to, comply with you for it. And I don't necessarily hate that approach. Like, if you can go get somebody via trade and get control of that player and make them a part of your team, as opposed to go get like a Parkman from Major League and just bring in a hotshot guy that has no care that he's a Kansas City Royal, it's not going to work either way, whether his bat is electric or not, because he's not going to have that vibe. Because last year when Kaggs got called up, they put him right next to Vinny Pasquantino. And he said, that's your guy. Let him, like, remember the bathwater thing. Kaggs couldn't even deliver it right because he was still too nervous when he was talking to the media. But Vinny was his guy. The mouthpiece of the team was going to try to make you feel as comfortable as possible. Vinny doesn't play outfield. But Kaggs might one day play first base. And you have that aura in the locker room. It's like when Cotrero was talking about Adam Frazier. He's a glue guy. Those are the type of guys that these type of teams have to have, as opposed to maybe go get. I mean, it didn't work in the past. You went and got Juan Gonzalez, didn't work. Went and got Jose Guillen, didn't work. Like, those guys have never really worked in the past that are veteran big outfield bats. Now, those guys were also at the end of their careers. I think what they're looking for is to get somebody who's about between the age of 26 to 30, as opposed to getting somebody who is more worried about Louis Vuitton and catching a flight before any other people on the team. But either way, I mean, this is why we talked about it a month ago or so.
Yeah.
This is JJ's opportunity to put him in the no questions asked category. Dayton Moore did it, right? When he did all those trades, everybody goes, what are you doing, Will Myers? Just wait and watch. And then we did, and it happened. And we trusted GM, DM. That was the thing around town. Trusted GM, DM. We did it with Veach.
Both of those guys have won championships, though,
Correct.
and deserve that.
Correct.
Yeah.
But they didn't win them in their first year.
No, but I don't think anybody, like, Dayton was getting run out of town.
Correct.
I mean,
but he made moves that people didn't agree with, and he held pat, and they did it. And again, I'm not trying to compare Chiefs and Royals, but they're the two teams that are major league teams, franchises in this town. But again, a sixth-round pick, you can't just be like 210 bats. Well, I hope he figures it out. He's going to figure it out. I think he's too good of an athlete not to.
I got a text from a former big league coach and a player as well. He says, Cags will be a good bat in the lineup if the other guys do their job. And that's what it really does. It boils down to. Yeah. Everybody's got to do their job. Like, we can't walk into this season and go, it's Cags or bust this year, because I look at Cags going into the season. If we get some good stuff out of him, that is a win. I'm not going in at the same attitude that I had last year. I'm not going in and saying, man, we're only going to go as far as Cags can take us or as far as Carter Jensen can take us. I just can't play that game anymore. I need to deal with the what I know and what I've seen type stuff that's in front of me, not the hope and maybes and the wills and whatnot. And I just know that I just don't believe that the Royals have a strong enough outfield right now to really do damage and compete at this big league level. They've got to go out there and still get another veteran bat to be in their lineup. Otherwise, we're going to be talking about Cags, not doing what we want him to do, or Carter maybe not doing what we want him to do, or the pitching staff taking that step backwards. I just think one more legitimate bat in your lineup relieves so much pressure on everybody throughout your organization right now.
Agree.
If you had, gun to your head, you have to say right now, who do you have more confidence in? At the end of the year, we're going to be going, we're going to extend him. He'll be here a long time, whatever it be, Cags or Jensen.
Jensen. Based on what I've seen so far at the big league level. That's all I've got is what I've seen so far. Not that I'm judging, October and September numbers and March numbers, but what I've seen so far, I only have to go Jensen looked better than Cags did last year. There's just no arguing that, in my opinion.
Yeah, Carter Jensen last year had 60 at-bats.
Yeah.
Cags had 200.
Yeah, you're asking a question. I'm like,
it's a lot of.
But again, in his 60 at bats, he had 18 hits, 3 of which were home runs, and he had a 300 average. And again, that goes to the guys that look at the stat lines and just look at the batting average, they look at the homers, and they look at all that. So in 60 at bats, he had 13 RBIs, he hit 300, and he had 3 home runs. That's very sexy. But then slide over to the other side and see that it says 60 at bats.
Yeah, that's a big thing. But again, based on what we have to go on, that was better than the 200 at bats. But again, it's a minor sample size. But also, I mean, if he's a good defensive catcher, which I have no idea if he is or not, then that's another kind of feather in his cap, because they look at him as the heir apparent to Salvi, obviously. And that, if you find yourself a good catcher, thank God we have for all these years here, you never have to worry about that position, and that's huge.
Yeah, he'll probably play more catcher this year than Salvi.
Well, good luck telling Salvi that.
I mean, Fermin did it. While he was here, he played more behind the plate before he left than Salvi did. Played more games. I mean, it was on pace for that.
Yeah.
So I'm just...
No, I get it. I'm just saying, Salvi's just one of those guys. No, I'm catching.
For sure. He's Peyton Manning. You're up 40. Yeah. I'm going to take the knee down.
Yeah.
I'm taking
the knee. You're good. You're going to go to the bench.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to take 3 innings off those knees and whatnot.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. No, especially at his age. What is he, 40 now? I mean,
Sal's 37.
You've got to find a way to protect, him.
And at this point in his career, what's more valuable, his bat or his glove?
His bat.
100%. Coming up on the other side, there's a new lake. Now, I just got to figure out where this lake is because it fits my needs. Here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty, brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues. Your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
At Kansas City Proton Institute, we're delivering the future of cancer care with state-of-the-art proton therapy right here in KC. If you have breast, head and neck, or brain cancer, proton therapy may be a better treatment than conventional radiation. Don't wait. Get your second opinion at Kansas City Proton Institute. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced proton therapy team. Learn more at kcpi.com. Kansas City Proton Institute, where you see the best in KC.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When the cold sets in across KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm, safe, and secure. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we deliver reliable solutions and unmatched care and professionalism. Whether it's a sudden breakdown or routine maintenance, AB May is here to help. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, we're committed to doing things the right way every time. Call AB May at 913-732-9993 or visit us at abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
Got a fun little story. News story. You know, there's a whiskey lake somewhere out there.
Oh, yeah? Is that just the name of it?
Mm-mm.
5 of the biggest alcohol makers in the world are sitting on what's described as a lake of unsold alcohol. $22 billion worth of inventory, according to the Financial Times, a result of people drinking less than they used to. And to think there's still a week to go in dry January.
So, this was a news story because I believe what has happened. One, boozing has gone down in the younger ages.
It's huge down.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is that obviously for a while you had bourbon hunters, you know, going after allocated bourbons, right? The Blantons, the Eagle Rares, you know, the select bottles. So when you realize that you have a market, you have to find that little, groove that's the perfect spot, right? Do
Yeah.
you guys remember, Mac? I don't know if you remember this. You might have been too young. Boulevard came out with a chocolate ale.
I remember that. Yeah, everybody was running all over.
So
yeah.
Boulevard came out with this chocolate ale around Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Kind of like a little quiet release.
Yeah.
And no one could get their hands on it because it wasn't really mass produced because it's a new product. You don't want to make a ton and then it fail and then you're stuck with all this chocolate ale, right? And then it was like, well, Mary Ellen put it on her Facebook page. Well, I want that. She said it's good. And then chocolate ale produced. Now it's gone.
It's gone.
Right.
Yeah.
And that happened, I think, with bourbon because myself, I got caught with the bug. I was going to, 75th and Gomer's, and I was going to, wherever there was like little spots. And then finally what I found, which what we call is our honey hole, right? Where you get comfortable with the guy that's at the front. You keep buying stuff there. And it's like, hey, what kind of juice do you like, right? And you're like, well, if you can get any Weller, okay. What's your next option? Well, if you get anything like E.H. Taylor, Eagle Rare, or something like that, just let me know and I'll come pick it up. And then you build that relationship and you kind of get in the know.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you started going out and started seeing allocated bottles now presently available everywhere. Like you go to Hy-Vee right now, dude, you could stock up on Buffalo Trace everywhere. 3-4 years ago, couldn't find Buffalo Trace, right?
Yeah.
The distillery that produces all these bourbons. And I think that's kind of what happened is everybody got their collection, everybody kind of caught up to it and got bored with it. And now all these distilleries are this place, apparently.
5 of the biggest alcohol makers in the world are sitting on what's described as a lake of unsold alcohol. $22 billion worth of inventory, according to the Financial Times, a result of people drinking less than they used to. And to think there's still a week to go in dry January.
Yeah, drinking is down big. I mean, like 30% down. And, I got the kids in high school. One of our kids, one grade, parties more than the other grade does. I got one that they don't touch the stuff. The other, they go to parties. You just kind of have to be, all right, we know what's going to, there may be some stuff and whatnot. And so it's really crazy though to watch the high school kids and the way that they behave. There isn't a lot of booze being involved anymore. Like when we were, back in the day. And I understand that, it's everybody's starting to feel the health effects and, matriculating to other things, obviously. And so I talk to bar owners a lot. I talk to liquor store owners a lot. They all say the same thing. Yeah, sales are down, man. And it's because the young generation has found ways to have a good time without having, like, the mocktail market is huge right now for people.
Yeah, my sister doesn't drink, and she buys a wine from my buddy Paul that's called, like, Plus Minus, and it's a non-alcoholic, like, Chardonnay, and she enjoys it. She doesn't, you couldn't even tell. Like, she gave me a drink of it on Christmas, and I was like, oh, that's good. She's like, yeah, and there's no booze.
Same as non-alcoholic beer now. There is so much good non-alcoholic beer on the market today, whether it's the Athletic Brewing Company or Sam Adams makes a really nice one. I drink more non-alcoholic beer than I drink beer now.
Yeah, somebody says alcohol is the only drug that people brag about using. I quit when my dad said he needed a new liver. Makes sense. Life-altering situation.
Yep.
I could totally see that. Lose your job or, lose a relationship or, get busted by the law enforcement. Maybe that's a reason to change, and more power to that. A lot of people say the legalization of marijuana is also key to the
huge. Yeah, it's big. No, there's no question that that's big, and people are dabbling in that because let's call it what it is. We talked about it earlier with Anthony Bourdain. You don't wake up with a hangover. People always used to ask about, why do NBA players and NFL players, why do they smoke the weed back in the day? I'm like, because when you do, you don't have any ill effects from it. You wake up, you feel fine, and you're off to work. You know what happens when you have a couple of cocktails. You feel like crap the next day.
Yep. Also, trying to think where I would go from this because, some people will say that, like money's tight, right? Like money's not as fluent maybe as it used to be back in the day. And like, I think something like how many people, this is where I was going with this, how many people that would like turn their nose and scoff at the idea, let's just say of taking like a gummy. Like, absolutely not. That's weed. I'm not doing that. But now that it's backed by science and it's legal, how many of those same people are like, oh, yeah, I dabble?
Yeah.
Why do you dabble now? Well, it's legal.
It's legal.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Okay, and I like the way it makes me feel. Somebody says in the text line, alcohol for what it costs is not worth what weed costs and how much longer it lasts.
And there's
like how many times you buy like a 12-pack of booze and it's gone. The next day you're like, oh, I'm exhausted and hungover. Whereas like, you buy your little whatever you buy at the dispensary and you're like, all right, so I got 3 left for today. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot cheaper, lasts
you're
longer.
from that generation. You're the 26, 27, 28-year-old generation where like maybe in college, instead of going out on a Thursday night, you would just go to your buddy's house and hit the old
and watch a movie or play video games and chill. Yeah, that was definitely part of it for sure. Now,
well,
obviously,
Netflix and chill is a big, thing now, right? Everybody talks about Netflix and chill, right? And
I just want to win, Jen.
The going out thing for a lot of people, it's like, I don't want to do that. You're finding
money, I gotta get dressed up.
Right, exactly. I had to stay at home for tonight. I think COVID changed a lot of that. It gave us the ability to be more comfortable staying at home too, and not feeling like you had to go out there and participate. And then another thing that COVID had an impact on, everybody was a drunk during COVID. Seriously, though. I mean, think about it, guys. I mean, like, since COVID ended and we've really, come out of this thing and we're on the other side of this thing, I think people looked at that when I drank for a year straight every day. I'm out. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And so I just think everybody knows that there's no benefit to it at all. The health implications are terrible. And so people, I think, with science are just kind of getting smarter and realizing that there's other things that they can do.
I think the other thing, too, is like when you're stoned to the bejesus, you're just going to go destroy a Doritos bag.
Yep.
When you're hammered, there's no telling what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And that is a problem.
It is. It's a big problem.
Somebody says, I'm sober 3 years and I don't miss it one bit. Praise be.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I think my sister's she didn't have a problem. Like, she wasn't like in trouble with the law. She was having like anxiety.
That's a
Whereas,
thing,
like,
dude.
every morning she'd wake up, she's like, when does this end? I hate the way I feel. And then it's 3 o'clock. And
I've had that. You're like, what did I say? Did I say something weird? 100%.
All the time.
100%.
And that's my
And then
weird
the worst
brain.
part is they're like, oh, dude, you were fine.
Yeah.
Like, what time do we go to bed? 2? You're like, I don't remember anything after midnight.
I mean, I used to get up in the morning on a weekend and check Twitter to make sure I didn't say anything stupid. No, I'm being serious about that. And since I've cut way back on drinking, it's not even a
not a worry.
It's not a worry anymore. No,
that's the thing. Like, what had happened?
I'll tell you, it's actually happened to me really recently, probably within the last 6 months. And I was actually telling Jen about this a couple of weeks ago. I said, we used to go out. And then I would come home and I would drink at home. I said, those days I haven't had a drink, if you will, at home after we've been for months. I can't tell you the last time. Usually I would come, have another cocktail, watch some TV, go to bed, I'm good. I had 3 drinks, and that's a lot anymore. And so it just, your body changes, you get older, but it's not me, it's the younger generation. They're not even considering it at this point in time.
Somebody says, if you want a good mocktail, you can go to Wild Child in Shawnee.
Cool.
Good mocktail place there.
Nice.
Is it a mocktail like bar where that's all they serve?
That'd be cool.
Would that last?
Don't know.
This sounds great, but also terrible at the same time. From the 816, my buddy's mom went dry and had it NA tequila. Wild concept. I don't think I would drink that NA.
Oh.
The beer, I understand, 'cause you might like the taste of a beer. You want to fit in with the others. You're like, I can have a beer in my hand. Or I think they have like non-alcoholic corks and stuff like that.
For sure.
And you can kind of fit yourself into the group.
That way it's not a topic of
where
conversation.
the NA beer is perfect for tailgating.
Oh, it's awesome. Especially if you go on like a Sunday night game and you just want to sip some beers. And you
just want kind of the taste and the holding of the beer and the casual conversation
Yes.
and, all that kind of stuff. Everybody knows how it's a social thing more than anything. Everybody else is doing it. Like, I'll have a beer or whatever. But if you have an NA beer, it's the same thing. You're still getting the taste. And then you remember the game.
Yeah. Shout out to this. To the 816, drinking caused the demise of my 4-year relationship last year. I'm 1 year sober, and I've never felt better in my life.
Love it. It's amazing how many people you hear from that I've been sober, and nobody seemingly misses it at all. Nobody does. I was talking to my friend who used to own that liquor store. We were talking about Mad Dog 2020 earlier. He goes, I drink maybe once or twice a month, if that now. And I'm like, I'm kind of there with you. It's, maybe a Friday night. And it used to be every Friday night and every Saturday night blotto, right? That's the way it used to be. And then it slowly got to the point where I don't usually drink on a Saturday anymore, and I'll have 3 cocktails at happy hour at Cactus and call it a day.
Yeah, and that's it. Yeah. 816 says we're turning into Amsterdam.
I mean, again, if you need a cure for your hangover, always listen to the GOAT, Anthony Bourdain.
Any recommendations for the winners
No
to cure a
Vince
hangover tomorrow? Like athletes, like what kind of food they should be eating?
Aspirin, cold Coca-Cola, slug a joint, eat some spicy Szechuan food. Works every time.
Definitely does.
Love this. The 10 milligram THC sodas are great for a house party if you're not into drinking and into the weed. So you get the social thing, have a drink, but it's not the alcohol.
You see, my problem with those, I drink the whole thing.
Don't do that.
But that's who I am. Like
even if it's like THC.
This is why I'm so glad I never got addicted to anything, because my personality is all or nothing.
Yeah, my buddy gave it. That thing hits quick, too.
Does it?
Oh, you pour it in the lid because that's how it's measured.
Oh, really?
And then you just take like a little shot of it. Huh. Dude, my mouth went dry in like 5 minutes. I'm like, I think it's hitting quick. And my buddy goes, sure is.
So it measures it out in
the lid. So you can do like 5 or 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
10. Nice.
Hey, go do something nice for somebody today. You never know. It can change their day, their week, their month, their year. It's simply cool to care. Kansas City, stay kind, stay safe. Enjoy Michigan and Nebraska tonight. And enjoy those Missouri Tigers playing that Alabama Crimson Tide as the SEC powers on. Coming up next, it's Cody Golden Drew from 10 to 2 and Carrington from 2 to 6. We'll talk to you tomorrow on a Wednesday.